You what up? Alright. So, well, I do have a couple of things to do on this character. Unfortunately, my olds are craving the dungeons. They yearn for the dungeons. They yearn for the mines. So this is probably an old tangle today, although I might do the rift. The rift in like an hour and a half, if I don't forget about it, which I probably will, but you never know. Alright. But this character is not too bad, only have 500. But let me look through them, let me see which one is most, like the most urgent. I do believe I have like 1,000,000 of like blue energy on my Chanta, I think it is. Also, this character has a bit more, 1001 high tempo as well, so it's quite fast. The auto power, how you doing? So 1001 on this character, although not that much white energy. Still a bit, but not that much. And this character, yeah, that's the big one, 1006. 1006, and this character is a cradle situation as well, so it's the slowest one to spend on. So yeah. Looking like a Chanta into Templar situation. Let me double check Assassin, but I think my Assassin is fine. I think my Assassin like spent a decent amount this week. Well, never mind, my Assassin is not fine. The white energy situation is a bit crazy, actually. Alright, well, I guess we'll stop with that then. What's the score? 2577, that's kind of crazy. My Assassin is kind of lagging behind, but then again, I think I'm missing a bit of exploration stuff, right? Basically the no strongholds. And then I'm missing a bunch of sealed dungeons on the other side. So it makes sense. I can probably reach 2700 on this character, even with that gear, if I just push a little bit more, but for the time being, we'll just do some fight temple. Hello, RK, hello, Shy. Iron Man? Recovering. The sickness is being purged. And other than that, you know, life takes its course, you know. For this. Or maybe I'm just gonna make my own group, actually. Yo, Snow. Into the game, I don't know how people do fast spell casting for ranger or sorcerer. Fast spell casting, like you mean in terms of like attack speed and stuff like that? I mean, there's a couple of like moving parts to it, right? The first one is that obviously combat speed, right? On the weapon, guard, the gloves, and then title and stuff like that, right? And then beyond that, ping plays a huge role when it comes to attack speed in this game. So if you're playing from abroad and you're playing on Taiwan, you probably have between 150 and 300 ping, depending on where you live. And that does play a big role in terms of like how fast you can attack. That's the gist of it. Double assassin without a tank is about to be funny, but whatever, it's not important. Be Gucci. But yeah, for today, the main goal of today is going to be to use up some old energy. Now, I will be honest, as time goes by, I'm probably going to slow down a little bit on ults. For the time being, I'm still gonna full send because there's still a decent amount of stuff that I have to work on, but yeah, I do want to play my Cleric a bit more, for sure. Pings are 130 to 140. Well, there you go then. I mean, your ping's better than mine, I'll say that. I'm assuming you're probably from an A, right? With that ping? West Coast situation, probably. But yeah, your attack speed is intricately tied to your ping in this game. Like, with most games, it tends to be the case. On this game, it's especially the case now. Yeah. I haven't specified 3 boss. I mean, then again, I don't think I even want to do 3 boss. I think I just want to use my energy. But I had a few things to do today. I initially wanted to do a full day stream, but I had a few things to do that basically segmented my day a little bit, and I figured there's not much use in streaming if I would have to stop too fast, so I just took the extra time that I had in between doing stuff to take care of the writing and recording of the Sanctuary First Boss Guide, so that's done. The writing, recording, and audio treatment is done. I've also done a bit of the footage segmenting. Got a few assets. I'll be taking care of everything, like wrapping up everything tomorrow. And hopefully by the end of the day tomorrow, I should be able to get it out. Yeah. I was as thorough as possible with the explanation. It's gonna be about a 9-minute video. I mean, at least that's the current state. Maybe some stuff are gonna get cut out, but it's gonna be at about 9-minute video for the first boss. Yeah. Where are you your life? Where are you everything? Give us all your attention or else. Yeah. But yeah, at the end of the day, right, like, especially... I mean, look, man, I'm gonna be honest, right? Until Global comes out and I'm actually able to... Because, like, right now... I mean, I've said this in the past, right? But right now, I'm mostly doing this for the love of the game, right? Because ultimately, this is never going to be profitable enough for me. Like, I'm never gonna have a return on investment until the game comes back and, like, comes out on Global, right? Like, I'm putting in a lot of time. An incredible amount of time doing what I'm doing, right, with this game, both on the YouTube and Twitch side. And the most important part for me is the YouTube side, right? I do want to care about the YouTube side as much as possible, but you know, with everything going on, everything happening, obviously I've had less time on my like personal time to take care of YouTube, so something has to give, right? So yeah, if I have to stream a little bit less just to do my YouTube prep properly and keep getting the content out, then it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. Yes. I love chasing the bosses in Assassin. That's like my favorite part of the game. Yeah, like the other thing is, obviously I have a lot of plans when it comes to content for this game on YouTube, and mixed with the fact that they keep doing major patches, releasing stuff, so I have to within the guides and everything, right? So the mix of it all makes it a little bit difficult to be able to find time to do everything that I want to do, but you know, I'm just one guy. I am just one dude. I interrupted that. It's only one? It's only one. How many fight temple do you gotta run? Yes. That is how many I need to run. Carry my Shanta? I mean, sure. If anyone in chat needs to run fight temple or not something, just let me know. We can clown together. Ooh. Should be a double, yeah. Yes. I meant gladiator from across the room, yeah. Gladiator with heal. I'll just remake a group. Fine. Not like it's very long to fill in for these for this instance, you know. That's your Chanta, right? Yeah, I'll just wait for you to log in. But yeah, you know, in due time, in due time. At the end of the day, I've only been streaming for like, what, 2 months? Yeah. This game is moving fast, man. It's moving real fast. I do hope... I mean, it's a bit of a petty complaint to have, right? Because so many games struggle from a really slow development cycle in comparison, right? So I think I prefer this over something like Throne or Final Fantasy 14, where the updates are like really slow and everything comes in too late, right? So this is better, but wow. I would like to be able to, like, you know, settle a bit, take in everything. Like, dude, the game just came out. We already have a second raid to proc. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit crazy, right? And like, as much as we can, obviously, as much as we complain about the detail of the entry system and the difficulty, I mean, although I'm gonna say I'm pretty satisfied with the mechanics on the first boss, at least, but stuff like that, right? Like, when you look at other MMOs and the state they were in 3 months into the game, right? It's a bit hard to, like, complain about this game, you know what I mean? Like, it's relatively, right? Alright. Let me find a tank. See, let's see if we can find a tank. But like, in contrast, actually, you know what? Let's find a healer. Proper healer. This way you can just slack and hold down the Dark Rush button. But like, in contrast, like, I don't know, man. Like, I played Final Fantasy 14. Like, I played the beta release. I played on release, right? And bro, that was a PvE only game. 3 months into the game's release, we did not have that much PvE content. And the only raid that was available in the game was bugged and shut down. You know what I mean? Like, the contrast is... It is quite present. I'll say that. There's no good almost on my same. Yeah, the thing with recoup is you kind of need to have it level 16 to get the 10% extra health, because otherwise it doesn't heal for anything. Pretty bad. I will say I am impatiently waiting for the patch that's gonna allow us to custom the UI. Because like you don't really realize, right? Like, you learn to live with you kind of learn to live with the fixed UI on this game, right? But it kind of impacts the look you have on the game, in the sense that this kind of feels like when okay, basically the UI is kind of, it's kind of like your own personal space, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like it's kind of like your room, you know, like your home, in the sense that the way you customize the UI, the way you organize everything, is basically you putting in furnishing and thing that is like very specific to you in your room, right? But with a fixed UI like this that you can't customize, you can't change anything, you can do anything, it kind of feels like being in a hotel room, you know what I mean? In the sense that it's fine, it's comfortable, you can sleep at night, but it feels very sterile. You know, you don't quite feel at home, right? So yeah, just for this reason alone, I'm really impatiently waiting for the UI customization for sure. Just to feel like, feel a bit more like, you know, in there. If that makes sense. I mean, again, that's a bit of a petty complaint, right? But the more you play a game where you cannot change the UI like at all, the more you feel like this, you know, the more you feel it. Can I attack from there? No, I can't. Bruh. I also hope they add a bit of visual flair to the UI eventually, because it is very bland. I'll say that. Like, if there's one thing that, well, I can't dog Throne and Liberty on, is they did eventually manage to make a UI that was very much like owned by the game, you know what I mean? So I hope we can eventually reach that point. Yeah, let's just do 2 boss. Just like run through these. I have so much fucking energy to use on my ults. It's a bit crazy. Also, I hope, like, and like this is something I've been complaining about, right? But when it comes to arena and battlegrounds, like, we are really missing something that is more well integrated into the game, because like very often I just want to like tag something, you know what I mean? Just get into something like there's Abyss PvP, there's all of that, right? But I just want to be able to enter like some sort of structured PvP at any point. Like, genuinely, man, I don't know if anyone in chat has ever played on not Ion, back on Ion 1, right? Dude, I yearn for something like this. I yearn for a game like this, to have those types of game modes just readily available without some bullshit ranking. Just like get in and out, just enjoy the game, get some currency, you know, for character progression. Like, I really want stuff like that. Now, I understand that you can't really have that and also have a healthy open world PvP, but I think there's a balance they could strike, you know, like, it's just a matter of dividing the resources in between the different contents, so people do all of, like, a bit of everything, right? But I definitely yearn for something like that. Doesn't look great currently. Yeah, like the battlegrounds and arena system in this game is like incredibly basic, and there's only a very small portion of the population that engages with it because of the way it's currently implemented. Like, and like it's the same with Iron 1, right? Like, the arena system in Iron 1 was what it was. It had a lot of problems for sure, but at least it was integrated to your day-to-day like activities in the game, if that makes sense, right? Okay, you know what? Okay, there you go. This is what my problem is, actually. I just finally figured it out. I am lacking diversity in PvP. There you go. Because realistically, the only PvP that you get to do in this game right now is Abyss open world roaming. That is the only type of PvP that is actually active within the game. Gonna enter that. And I kinda want some more diversity, yeah. I want to do more stuff, because that is the one thing on Iron 1, right, where on your day-to-day life, you did open world, right, but you also did dailies, which kind of brought you into a different segment of the open world, like different maps and everything. And you had your daily arenas, you had your daily dredgens, your Tiak, your Idgil Dome, your Jormungand Bridge, like, you know what I mean? Like, you were doing a variety of PvP stuff. Even though a lot of it boiled to doing the same thing, at least it was like different game modes where the game was bringing you into, you know what I mean? And this is kind of what I'm missing when it comes to PvP in this game. It's the lack of diversity within the day-to-day stuff. Now on the PvE side, it's great. Yeah, it's enchanted too. And they also announced that they fixed it. So again, it's probably gonna be fixed next week. They probably forgot to roll it out. That's literally all it is. Okay, open to healer. Also, I need to open to public. There you go. But yeah. That is like my biggest ask, even beyond the... Even beyond like class balance and everything, yeah, a bigger diversity. And the other thing, right, is obviously the PvP damage and class balance and so on and so forth is a problem in the game, but I will say that if there was a bigger variety of types of PvP that people were doing within the game, I think more classes would find their niche, if that makes sense. Because like, and I've been saying this for a while, right, but group PvP feels very different than just solo roaming and open world PvP in general, or arena, or anything of the sort, right? Yeah. How much accuracy is needed in PvE? I'm 1000 accuracy now, still the boss parry in my attack. As far as I'm aware, the current accuracy required in PvE is like 2k on the high end. Like high-end Transcendence and the mini bosses of Sanctuary. Someone can correct me in chat, but I think it's 2k. I'm guessing the mega boss of Sanctuary is probably a bit higher, like 2.2, 2.3, but it's around 2k. But yeah, if you don't want to get parried, it's gonna be 2k. Yeah, I even think like hard modes are on 2k. I mean, they probably slightly lower, but it's probably like 1.8 or something. Honestly, when it comes to the PvE of this game, I have only very minute complaints. Like, the PvE has been taking a very expected route when it comes to like how much they're increasing difficulty over the time, right? So I'm just willing to let them cook. Again, my main complaint is self-rest stones on endgame content. Like, that's probably my main complaint. Because, dude, I'm gonna be honest, man, like doing Sanctuary yesterday, like the first boss of Sanctuary, reminded me that this game's PvE can feel really cool if you actually have consequences for dying, you know? It doesn't take much, right? Like, mechanically the first boss isn't like insane or anything, it's pretty reasonable, although I will say that the mechanics are honestly pretty well executed in the way they work, but the simple fact that you have consequences for fucking up changes the whole dynamic of the fight. And I wish that was more present in the game, genuinely. Like, genuinely. You get a deeper appreciation for, like, the way mechanics are done and so on and so forth when you have actual consequences for dying. 4-man groups are part of the issue. I can see that, yeah. I mean, obviously the fact that we have 8 people in Sanctuary also helps with having better mechanic diversity, and you know, more bodies mean you have to deal with more stuff, so I could see that. But honestly, the biggest problem to me is self-res stones. If self-res stones did not exist in high-end content, like, I think the PvE in this game would be a lot more enjoyable. Yeah, but that's me, right? I know some people just want the easy path out and want to spend as little time as possible playing the game, which I will never understand why people do that. But for me personally, I would prefer the game if the self-res stones did not exist. But either way, like, these are my main complaint, and then otherwise it's mostly petty stuff, right? Like the entry systems, like, modify them a bit, maybe remove ODL energy and only work on a ticket system, right? But the content itself, I don't have any problem with. But PvP, yeah, PvP needs a lot of work. And that did not interrupt. Almost paid for my sins. Either forcing Cleric on every comp or giving a rest to Chanta. Also understand why they reduce your 4-man groups today. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not even that deep, right? I mean, look, man, I'm gonna be honest. Throne and Liberty had no barrel res. None. No one had a res. If someone died, that's it, GG's. He's gone from the fight, right? And it worked. Now, I wouldn't say it worked really well, because in day-to-day content, it made things a bit annoying at times. Because if you're just on your daily dungeon, right, like just regular ass dungeons like what we're doing right now, every time you go, you have to be very careful with pugs, because you can literally wipe on a dungeon mid-boss because you can't raise people, right? Then that's a bit annoying, right? So there is a middle ground to be found here, but I will say that the simple fact that that was the case did make the PvE in Throne feel more responsible. Even though the PvE in Throne was strictly worse than Iron 2's, at least because you had consequences, it just made the game feel better, right? So they can have a battle res in this game, and it's fine to only have a couple of classes that have it. Now, the other way they could do it is if instead of having self-res and a resurrection spell, you gave people lives. You know what I mean? In the sense that within a given fight, like, let's say everyone can self-resurrect once, and like that's just a global rule in the game, right? So this way there's no specific pressure put into the Cleric or any other class. The Cleric doesn't have to waste a slot in his skill bar anymore. It's just that when you engage into a fight, you have one life. And then this way they can also vary difficulty of fights by giving people different amounts of lives depending on the fight, right? So like a regular dungeon boss, everyone has 3 lives, right? And then a high-end Transcendence, everyone has 2 lives. And then on something like Sanctuary, everyone has 1 extra life, right? Like something like that, right? And then you can still keep Summon Resurrection in the game, but then it just becomes an extra failsafe in PvE, and it becomes a PvP tool as well, right? But you just remove the self-res stones from the game and you just have the life mechanic instead, right? I don't even think I'm inventing anything. I'm pretty sure like other games are doing this. But I just think that would be a better way to do it. That's why we have in Lost Ark, you just 1 extra life in PvE. Well, there you go. I was halfway sure that other games did that, but yeah, there you go. If Lost Ark did it, then yeah, there you go. I think having a life mechanic would be better, because this way this would also allow the devs to control exactly what tools you have. They could even disable the Cleric resurrection in Sanctuary, and like that would be the change, right? And then people just have 1 extra life, like that's it. Because it's also a bit fucked up how in Sanctuary everyone is allowed to die as much as they want, and if the Cleric dies once, that's GG, you just reset the fight. That's a bit fucked up, right? So they definitely have to do something about this. I understand that they want to do it because it's within the spirit of Iron 1, right? Like that's how it was done in Iron 1, but I think they need to find a better battleground. And like that's my main complaint about PvE in this game, is the way resurrection is handled. Puts too much pressure on the Cleric. I mean, sometimes it's not even just about pressure. It's about the fact that, you know, let's say for me, right? I'm a high ping player, and in Sanctuary sometimes I get stuck into a situation where it's not even necessarily my fault. It's just that because of my ping, I was not able to handle a specific situation. And then what? The fight just ends. I'm the only guy that's not allowed to fucking die. Like, just it's a bit bullshit. When meanwhile you have the DPS players that are allowed to do what. Bro, DPS players can literally just helicopter their dick around, right? They don't care. If they die, they just wait for the Cleric to raise them. You have zero dude, you don't even need to learn mechanics as a DPS in Sanctuary. You just die and you wait for the Cleric to raise you. Like, you know? And then at the same time, it's not even like, oh, but the trade-off is that Cleric doesn't have to DPS too much. Bro, Cleric has a more intricate DPS rotation than half the classes in the game at this point, because half the classes have been, like half of the DPS classes have been turned into one button rotation class, you know? So, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure the Koreans are also bitching about this, right? But yeah. It's one of those things where I have a strong feeling that they will eventually look at it. People will eventually complain about it enough, and then they will just... And look, they don't even have to implement a system in game, right? They literally do not even have to implement any system in game. They just have to repurpose the self-resurrection stone, like the resurrection stone system. They just have to use that and make it an extra life, right? Oh, whoops. It would be very easy for them to implement. The best class, the new class will be best tank, best healer, best DD. I think the new class is just going to be a DPS class, because like DPS classes are like the most popular ones, right? Make resurrection a normal active skill instead of a stigma skill. I mean, that's another thing, right? Yeah, so they did pretty well. The red stones can be only used on others. Yeah, I mean, Iron 1 was like that as well, right? Like the white stones, like literally the resurrection stones you can buy from NPCs, were just stones you used on other people, and they were like readily available. I was doing Trans 4 today with friend. A Cleric said he thinks Cleric needs more buffs for heal and damage on Divine Aura. Based. Honestly, base take. I think Divine Aura should be able to move. Yeah. You know what? The buff you need to give Divine Aura is give it legs. Yep. Just give legs to the Divine Aura so it can move around. This way there's no counterplay anymore. You can't even run away from it. It just fucking Putin walks up to you and just shoots you. I need to draw that. Yeah, draw and send it to Namyun and be like, this is what you need to do for Cleric. Thanks in advance. You know what? Change the Divine Aura to be like a big buff man that just like runs at Mach speed at the enemy and just like bludgeon the enemy with a hammer. There you go. I will pay money for that. They announced a new class. I mean, they said that a new class will be coming alongside the level 50 cap expansion, which makes sense. Like, we're nowhere near, right? Like, at the earliest, the level 50 cap would be like season 4, which is not going to be for another like 3 or 4 months. So that's an engineer class. Shush. Do not interfere with my vision. Make it spawn a gladiator when invul and perma. Yeah, exactly. Make it so when you use Divine Aura, it spawns a gladiator that spams overhead slam. Yeah. There you go. We fixed Cleric, guys. I mean, actually, it should spawn a Chanter that spams Dark Rush, because that's better. Give Cleric passive smite. Yeah, dude. The first thing Cleric needs right now is more DPS. Yeah, exactly. Give it to us, man. Come on. You know what? Give Cleric a bit of cold and Inferno. We deserve it. All right. Fuck Soak. Just delete Soak from the game, and give Cleric bit of cold and Inferno. And give us freeze too. Yeah. Yeah. Do that. How about them apples? Just saw Dark Crush spam with Chanter using Marchand buff. Yep, it's fucking stupid. And it's not even limited to that, right? Because you keep getting Dark Crush procs, right? When you just like attack. So you're just non-stop spamming it, basically. It is insane. Like an actual juiced endgame Chanter you cannot sustain. You will just die. You will actually just pass away, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, the only saving grace as a Cleric is the invul. And it heals, yeah. It's insane. You can't outrun it. You can't out-sustain it. Maltritons also stuns and puts a healing debuff on you. Like, it's insane. Chanter just kills every class now by just using the same skill. It was Bitical, but instead of Windy Cold attacks, it's Windy Pebbles. Yeah. Oh yeah, ABOE with 10k Kina, that's exactly what I needed. So give me some accessories. Give me some accessories, give me some Bilic mats, you know? How about that? But that's the one thing I would change in PvE, and then in PvP, honestly, it's just we need more diversity, man. Like, it's PvP is a bit stale in the way it's run into the game right now, because you're kind of supposed to get variety between Rifting and Abyss, but the thing with Rifting is, number one, no one does it, so you're just kind of roaming by yourself, And then when you are rifting, you're always fighting in the one same location because no one is going anywhere else because the maps don't have any appeal. So yeah, it's a bit stale. So I want to be able to just do more arena, more battlegrounds, have more variety within the PvP. I mean, we were supposed to get a PvP game mode in the Abyss, right? They mentioned it. They actually added it into the client, but they haven't really talked about it since. I'm kind of hoping it's gonna be coming either next week or the week after that. Maybe that's gonna give us something to chew on, right? But yeah. Although I am afraid that it's gonna be a faction thing. I kind of want something that is like pre-made. I want to have a reason to have a pre-made, you know. I want to play support cleric in PvP. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I just want to play some support cleric, man. It's just that I don't want to do it in open world PvP because roaming with a Zerg in open world PvP is fucking cringe. And then the only other option is just running 4v4 arena. But in 4v4 arena, the matches are 17 seconds long. And you're either fighting a Omega Juiced full pre-made that just demolishes your pussy, or you just roll over the enemy. I don't know, man. I just want to play some group, right? Your cleric streamer summons a much bigger kaiju size divine rod that allows you. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. This is the shit I need. What's with element resist? That doesn't even matter. It used to matter, yeah. Like, I mean, we're talking about cleric, right? Chain of Torment and Debilitating Mark used to reduce elemental resist, like specific elements. Like Chain of Torment reduced earth and Debilitating reduced wind. And then you had specs to make it all elements. But they changed it to just be damage tolerance. So right now, as far as I'm aware, the elemental resists are basically completely unused. I mean, it was a pretty niche stat in 9.1, like the elemental resistances, but I mean, who knows? Maybe later down the line, there's gonna be more use to it. But yeah, the stuff that did use it was just changed to be like global. Element resist will be reworked just like Diablo 4. I mean, I don't know. I think honestly, elemental resist were like very neat in Iron 1. Like, I don't know how many of you played Iron 1 and how many of you even knows how elemental resist worked in Iron 1, but elemental resistance was actually quite potent in Iron 1. It's just that it was pretty difficult to build around, and it was only used for very specific case scenarios. And it was most effective on like very specific classes, like Chanter and Sork. And I think they initially wanted to do the same thing with this game, but the problem is that those type of things kind of don't mix well with a more homogenized PvE environment, so that's probably why they removed it. I could see it as a footnote that they just removed the entire stat from the game, like in the corner of a patch note, you know. Damn, bro died. I just saw the Cleric's summon resurrection animation like 10 seconds after Raiden self-raised. That's unfortunate. Wish they fixed that description. 50% of the limit your stat is... yeah. I mean, a lot of the percentage caps in this game are a lie. That's another thing. And like, that is part of the TGK problem as well, but I just don't know why... I'm not quite sure why they don't really address it though. Because crit doesn't cap at 50%, evasion doesn't cap at 50%. Now, with evasion, the ship has sailed, right? Like, the problem kind of fixed itself by just adding more accuracy into the game, but it still doesn't cap at 50%. Neither does crit, neither does smite, neither does anything in this game. None of the 50% cap actually caps at 50%. That's the funny thing. Oh, well. XD. 2400, no. If crit capped at 50%, it would be really fucking sad. I mean, that's how it's supposed to be, though. And like, if it was from the very beginning, they would have been able to balance around it properly. I just don't know why. It just doesn't cap at 50%, and they never really did anything to remotely attempt to fix it, so... Yeah, I don't know. Damage in PvE would be so bad if crit capped at 50%. I mean, then it's a matter of like rebalancing the rest, but the fact that crit doesn't cap at 50% is problematic in PvP. You know what I mean? Like, we've had a bit of a TTK problem in PvP, right? And like, this is part of it. You can get enough crit res to mitigate that. Yeah, but that's a very specific set investment. Like, very specific. It's the same as saying just get 4000 evasion. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, sure, that probably fixed the problem, but it doesn't really fix it. It doesn't really fixes the fact that the stat is just broken at its core, right? I had like 1.1k building none. You do realize that you get zero, like virtually no crit res from like rolling crit res on everything. Like, you need to roll crit res on everything to get enough crit res. Like, it needs to be quite a heavy investment. Like, crit res and dex. I mean, it's basically as heavy an investment as in investing into evasion, I guess. Not to mention you have a lot of skills that like force crit. I mean, again, it's kind of the same problem as just like evasion, I guess, in that sense. Is it worth the effort of progression old versus just letting it stay in Crow Cave? I would say it is worth the effort. It really depends on what you're trying to... It really depends on like what you're trying to achieve in the game, right? Like, do you want to be competitive in both PvE and PvP? Like, do you seek to do stuff to be able to enter new content day one, so on and so forth? But do you also like not want to spend anything in the game? Basically, if you're trying to do what I'm doing, then yeah, you're gonna need to push a bit further than just Crow Cave, for sure. Especially if you're trying to like self-craft Bailic shit. If you're trying to self-craft Bailic gear, then bringing your character up to at least 5 tempo and stuff like that is you kind of have to get a bunch of like bound mat bonus and craft your stuff. Random dickhead with significantly less gear than me whom could just got not crit. Yeah, I mean, but it doesn't really matter. Like, the stat amount doesn't matter, dude. I mean, what do you mean less gear? Like, having deck in his gear is not gear, right? It's just you have to roll crit res, and then you have to roll dex, and then you have to roll crit res within your genus. It's the same as rolling any defensive, right? Except for maybe regen. It's just that you have to fully lean into it, right? But then you run into the same problem as evasion, where for me, right, for example, for me, if I wanted to do that, then I would not be able to fit in enough accuracy. And considering I do solo PvP, I need to hard set accuracy to be able to remotely hit people, right? So I can't really fit in a fully committed defensive because of that. Same reason why I can't roll evasion, same reason why I can't roll endurance, is because I need to roll so much offensive stats to do solo PvP, especially with my class and with my ping, right? This is thought of doing seal, stronghold, regionals, mile is making me sick to my stomach. I mean, seal dungeons and strongholds and everything it just takes an afternoon, right? Like, it's not too bad. Like, you just put on like a YouTube video or like a Twitch live stream, you just like knock it out in like 1 or 2 rifts, and then like 1 or 2 hours within your own map. Especially if you already have a bit of gear, like you're just gonna roll over everything. You would be surprised how fucking 80% of the seal dungeons, when you have gear, when you know what you're doing, is just hold W to the end. The only ones that are remotely annoying are the puzzle ones with like the tiles, where basically the only thing you need to do is just like take a fucking screenshot. That's about as bad as it gets in terms of investment, right? And thanks for the follow, APOC. So yeah, I mean, you know. Now that being said, you don't even need to do those to reach Fight Tunnel. Like if you got the Arcana Pass and you have just a little bit of gear from during Crowd Cave and Okada and stuff like that, then you already have enough. You already have enough eye level to do Fight Temple. The average crit is 1.5 to 2k. You need about 1.4 to 1.8k crit res. That's why a lot of PvP Cleric want Immortal Veil and some crit res and stack it to like 2k. I mean, the thing is, if you want to get 2k crit res, you need to invest a decent amount. Like, I don't know if you realize that. Even if you invest in... Dude, I have level 23 or 24 Immortal Veil, and I have 1.3k crit res, right? So... basically, even if I rolled dex on every single piece of gear, I would still not reach 2k. I would still need to roll crit res on either my gear, my genius, or both to have enough. Not telling you to full strength crit res, I'm just saying it's a very powerful survival stat, and I'm telling you that to be able to benefit from crit res, it's the same as evasion. It's like within 500 of the enemy's crit, right? So to be able to benefit from crit res, then you need to roll at least a decent amount. But as Sakura said, at least like around 2k. And to get 2k, you need to roll a lot of like dex and crit res on your gear. That's like saying evasion is weak because you don't have 90k. I mean, that's exactly how it is though. It's just I mean, my point is that it's just the defensive that you need to invest into, just like any other defensive for it to work, which I can't do because I need to roll accuracy. That is my point, right? It's not that complicated. If you build into it, is it strong? Yes. If you fully lean into endurance plus regen, is it also strong? Yes. You know what I mean? Like that's the problem here. If you fully invest into evasion as an assassin, is it strong? Yes. Yeah. Now, if I was a purely group cleric, because let me tell you, like I'm a bit of a glass cannon when it comes to my cleric, right? Like a cleric that fully invests into defensives would be significantly tankier than I am, right? It's just because I have to invest into accuracy so much that I just can't. But if I didn't invest into accuracy so much, there's a bunch of people I just straight up would not be able to even touch. And then we have another problem. There's people with no accuracy too, since evasion does have a cap of 50%. Evasion doesn't cap at 50%. I mean, there's a reason why I had to roll so much fucking accuracy, because there was a time where I didn't spec into accuracy, and people who spec into evasion, I would actually never touch. Like 10 times out of 10, I would not touch them. It's been tested by many sources. Good for them. It's been tested by me running arena and doing open world PvP day in and day out when I had no accuracy. And some people, I would not be able to touch them at all. Out of 30 attacks, I would hit 1. How is that 50%? I mean, the VODs are still out there, right? There's still VODs of me when I had really low accuracy. Well, I would attack assassins and ranger, and I would literally like use 20, 25, 30 attacks, and I would never hit them. If the cap was 50%, this is not how it would look. Like, and like, I understand that it's a non-biased like percentage rate, right? But I believe what I play more so than what other people say. I'm sorry. And I can tell you for a fact that when I had no accuracy and I was trying to hit evasion people, I could not hit them even once. Not once. Like, if I was hitting people for 50% of the time when I had no accuracy, brother, I would not have built into accuracy. Because 50% is actually quite decent, especially with the TTK in this game. Like, the amount of damage you do in this game, 50% is enough to kill someone if you can actually hit them 50% of the time. And likewise, I mean, we've all seen those people, right? It's at the peak of evasion cringeness, right? At the peak of evasion, you had gladiators with evasion that were like rushing into whole groups of people, like 10 plus people, and were not taking a single point of fucking damage. Again, if it was 50%, that shit would not be the case. I mean, gladiators or any class, really, to be honest. Fucking everyone used evasion at the beginning. It was really cringe. I'm gonna need to grab pity on this. I guess I'll grab a ring. Yeah, sure. Oh yeah, game doesn't let you. There you go. Do you buy gear for your ults or just whatever you get from dungeon runs? Yeah, basically just whatever I get from dungeons. Like, I do invest into enhancements and stuff like that just to get more eye level, but like, that's about it. That is about it. I can run 3 more? 3 more, yeah. What do you think Global will be at when it launches content-wise? Like, do you mean what, like what patch of the game the game is going to be at when it launches on Global? I think we're gonna go through the same progression as Korea and Taiwan. I think we're gonna go back to season 1 and everything. Literally, what I think it's gonna be is we're gonna go through the same seasons as Korea, but it's gonna be better handled. In the sense that we'll have the latest patch QOL and everything, but we'll have that given season's content, and then they're gonna handle the way they release content the same way they did in season 2. So like, we're gonna have season 1, but they're gonna release Transcendence like on week 2, and then Sanctuary in week 3, and then I think we're gonna have an accelerated schedule. So instead of having 2-month season, we're gonna have 1-month season. So this way we can eventually catch up to Korea. I think this is the way they're going to handle it. I mean, at the end of the day, there's a multitude of ways they could handle the game's release in Global, but I think this is how they're going to handle it, personally. Like, if I had to bet money on any single way, that would be the one. Because the problem is, if they release the game with the latest patch, like the same patch as the latest patch of Korea and Taiwan, we're basically going to skip like 4 months worth of content. Like there's going to be 4 months worth of content that's going to be in the game that is going to be dead content on day 1, right? And I doubt they're going to want that. Probably we get at least all the QL. Yeah. Like again, think of it as we're basically gonna be on the same client as Korea and Taiwan, but everything that isn't related to the season 1 content is gonna be locked out of the game, basically, right? Like the level cap is gonna be locked at 45, and we're only gonna have like the first season's dungeon, right? And they're slowly going to open up everything. Like that's basically what it's gonna be. We might even have the new class in the old seasons. That is possible as well. We'll see if they actually want to do that. Sometimes that's a bit of a headache to do because of like balance, but yeah, that is a possibility too. Will anyone do Deus or Arcanist? Yeah, I mean people are just going to play the game the same way people played the game in Korea. It's just we're gonna have an accelerated schedule. And what that means is that we're going to have shorter seasons, but we're going to have increased rates on everything to speed up progress. So people are just going to run through everything, same as now, except everything is going to go by even faster than it is right now, basically. What's up, big dog? Just dungeoning on some ults. How about you? Doing my due diligence. Running behind on my ult trolls, as it may. Oh yeah, by the way, Sakura, Raiden, and everything, right? Like, as far as I'm aware, there is a non-zero chance that maybe the group I'm currently in for Sanctuary is going to want to build like a second roster for Sanctuary 2, right? Which means just to balance out the class distribution and everything a bit better. So I mean, if there's any open slots, like I'll let you guys know. If you don't already have premates for these. I don't know if you do, but yeah. The difficulty is concerning. What difficulty? I'm gonna die. maybe looking at the chat doing this mechanic is not the best idea. Do you mean like the difficulty of the new Sanctuary? Oh, I think it's fine. Honestly, like. Genuinely, if you guys were looking at my prog yesterday, I will tell you that we literally lost 1 lockout and a half. Like literally, we lost a full lockout to the second group not having the correct comp. I don't know why they did that, by the way. I don't know in which world these guys have been playing the game for 3 months now. Have done the first Sanctuary, have done everything else. And they didn't realize that not having any damage mitigation within one of the group on a fresh Sanctuary release was not going to be a problem. I'm genuinely flabbergasted by the fact that they just didn't think it was going to be a problem. So, yeah. Like, the only difficulty we met yesterday was literally the fact that the first boss basically had to be done with 3 people, which was me, Arthurs, and Eugen. Like, 90% of the fight, right? The difficulty of Sanctuary is the 1 hour time up. I mean, yeah, it's the same as it was for the first Sanctuary, right? It's just the amount of allotted proc time is the difficulty. I a group, I don't give it up since... yeah, I mean, if they are looking to build a second roster, like, I already have a few names from chat that I will inform them with. Yeah, I still have 2 to do. And why are people immediately leaving? Sucks. It's my 2600 main, then started last week and moved to Seal. I mean, it's pretty fast to catch up. Like, if you know what you're doing, it's really fast. Like, I don't know. There's someone else in the chat, I think it's back, right? Who left Korea and started on Taiwan, like 1 or 2 weeks ago, and he's already like 3k. As long as you know what you're doing, it's really fast. Problem with I2 is the gear score is heavily emphasized, so everyone just focuses on that. I mean, yeah, but the truth is the gear score is not that important, especially on those types of dungeons. It's more so like your actual stats, gear, everything, right? Like, the gear score is important, but it is kind of secondary to all of that. If you're 3.8 with the right gear and the right comp, you can clear all of the new Sanctuary at 3.8. I'm not even kidding. I want to learn Lunara, but the new Sanctuary feels impossible to find a group. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you have enough gear, it's pretty easy to just jump into a Ludra group, like a Ludra reclear group, and just, like, you know, imposter your way through. Like, you just watch a video guide. And nowadays the mechanics are getting skipped so much because of power creep that it doesn't even matter that much if you're not, like, perfect. I do have a group of friends, but they're full and don't need me. Gotcha. I did a transfer with them today. They talk about the boss won't enrage. The DPS meta, I'm doing the DPS of them 3 combined and the boss enraged. Yeah, I mean, I can't really comment on that too much, because at the end of the day, right, as a dirty foreigner with high ping, I am also part of the problem. Although I'm doing okay? Like, apparently on the last batch of transcendence we were doing, I was doing like 50k. Like, it's okay. For a 200 ping cleric that doesn't have any smite, I think that's okay. I'm fine with that. The 3 motherfuckers are Taiwanese? Now see, that's cringe. You should be making fun of them. I mean, hey, if the personal DPS meter is coming at the end of the month, some people are going to be in for a rude awakening, that's for sure. Although the environment is going to be so fucking toxic, dude. Holy moly. Like, it's going to lead to some really bad situation, that addition. People find that out the hard way? Yeah. I really want that personal DPS meter so I can properly compare just how big the gap is. You might be depressed if you're a foreigner, just like me. Yeah, it's rough out there. I mean, look, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. Again, we knew what we were expecting going into the Taiwanese version, ping-wise. It is what it is. If you pick the DPS class, you did it to yourself. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. I am, and I know there is a gap, but I want to see how much. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Like, Susan, I'm a Templar. I mean, Templar is still a bit of a juicer class, but at least you have a ton of group utility, so I guess you get a pass. But the Templar DPS juice is kind of cracked. Templar is one of the highest DPS classes, yeah. But, you know, at least you have some utility, you know? Like, at least, even if someone is, like, looking at the DPS meter, and the Templar is doing, like, Cleric DPS, and they're, like, shaking their head in disapproval, at least you're like, okay. But at least this guy has Warding Strike, and Bodyguard, and Fury, you know? So that counts for something. And at least he's holding aggro, maybe, perhaps. Hopefully. Accessories sucked on from me pump out. Doesn't my chromite set you today? Yeah, I mean, as I said, just like make Dark Dragon accessories. It's pretty inexpensive to make. And you kind of owe it to yourself to do PvE this day and age. Or you can just buy them. They're pretty cheap too, because people keep crafting them with the bound access and with the bound mats and just undercutting. Does transferring gear cost Kina or just the mat? Considering settings for Nuakum, transferring just costs the mat, but you can only transfer 6 times per season. That's the caveat. So you kind of have to be careful a bit with the what you transfer. Now, obviously, we are getting close to the end of the season, so if you haven't done any, just fucking send, right? But yeah, I will run more. I got a sword. So bad. Okay, one more on this character, and then I'm gonna run some Templar stuff. I mean, I guess I can run some Templar. Do you want to do some Fire Temple, Sakura? Are we gaming? Because if you are, then we can do some more Fire Temple on my Templar, and then I'm gonna have to do some Cradle on my Chanta. Actually, my Chanta is pretty close to being able to do Cradle hard mode. So yeah. Now, is it going to eat massive shit in Cradle hard mode? Yes. It is going to die, but if I pump it a little bit, it's going to be able to go in there. And then you guys can carry me. Yeah. Well, if you want to go, we'll do some more Fire Temple then. Actually, the Rift is in 10 minutes. I mean, fuck, dude. Do we even go Rift? Like, what time is it, like, on Taiwan time? It's fucking 6 AM or something, right? There's gonna be no one. I already know. If it's Rift in 3 hours, there's a Rift in 10 minutes. It's every 3 hours on the dot. Like there's no pause as far as I'm aware. Shugo lied. I mean, if you're looking at the timing for Korea, then it's probably a bit different, because in Korea I think it's 1 hour earlier, so the Rift is currently open in Korea, which means that it's gonna be in 2 hours and something for the next Rift, yeah. But for Taiwan it's gonna be in 10 minutes. Wait, what do you want, chat? Do you want me to still try to take the rift, or are we just blasting ults today? What are we thinking? If I go rift, there's a non-zero chance I'm gonna be roaming. I'm gonna be roaming without meeting anyone for a full hour. I mean, I guess I could just like peek into the rift, right? Just like go in, and if there's literally no one within like 10-15 minutes, I just go out and like continue blasting on ults. Guess I can do that. That is an option. I might do that actually. Yeah. Like go in, get a lay of the land, right, and just go from there. Alright, so I'm done with this character regardless. I got one pity ring XD. One sword, I guess, as well. I go grab his connect? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll just go take a peek at the rifting situation, and then if it's bad, I'll just go out and we'll just like keep blasting. That's fine. Might as well, right? Wow, weapon damage was plus 100. Crazy. I can't even get that on my main. All right. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can finish these characters like strongholds and so on and so forth, just to push into 2700. Have one more character that runs Sanctuary, because like at this point, I already have a pre-made situation arranged for my Chanter and my Templar, so like I'm basically running Sanctuary on 3 characters, and I'm basically done within like half an hour to 1 hour every week. So I can afford to have one character that just like run pugs or something, I guess. If you do Cradle on your Chanter and need a Cleric, I could join. Like Cradle normal mode? Yeah, sure. I do have like 1600 Odil on my Chanter, so yeah, need to do a bit of that at some point. Unfortunately, like the thing is, it's because Cradle takes much more time than my older ults. Like I've been kind of putting it off because it is quite a large time investment. I guess I'll just grab like a personal Kisk. I'll just grab a personal Kisk. Okay, let me transfer the key now because I forgot. $10 mil, holy. It turns out when you actually do your dungeons, you're making money. Who would have thought? Alright, so 4 minutes to the rift. Now, when it comes to upgrade on my main, I'm genuinely... I'm of 2 minds right now, because honestly, after doing Sanctuary yesterday, I'm kind of the opinion that I can just ride the gear that I have. Like, I don't really need more upgrades for the time being. to run the new sanctuary, right? Like maybe on the final boss, having a bit more would be nice, but there's not too much I can do that is like attainable for me. Because I already have max potential on these. I don't want to potential anything else, right? So realistically, the only other upgrade I would make on my PvE set would be to Diamond 5 these, right? Which would be incredibly expensive and would not be that big of a buff. So I think I'm kind of done. I'm kind of done when it comes to my PvE set for the time being. Yeah. So that leaves my PvP set. On the PvP side of things, everything is basically Diamond 4. So I need to upgrade these to Diamond 5 as well. But that is such an insane money investment at this point, right? Like, it's gonna take me a while to do. So I don't know, man. I don't know if there's anything else immediate I could do that would be a better investment of my money other than just like going Diamond 5 on these, right? Not quite sure. Yeah. I mean, mana stones, like mana stone improvement would be a possibility as well, but honestly, like I'm fairly fine with the mana stones I have on these. Like I'm still full sending accuracy, which is perhaps a bit overkill for the majority of the player base, but I have run into situations where I have been missing against certain ranges and assassin, even though I have like 3200 accuracy in PvP. So I don't know if I necessarily want to change anything. Yeah. And I'm happy with the rest, so. Yeah, I guess we'll see. I'm just gonna sit on my money for the time being, I guess. Like, just going Diamond 5 on everything seems to be the most obvious option, but it is also incredibly expensive for what it actually gives me. That's the problem. What's your current PvE gear score? 3800. Flat, basically. Alright, let me just put down that kiss real quick and then we'll see if there's actually people here. I have my doubts, like again. Yeah, it's 5 AM for Taiwan right now, so I don't really think it's pretty likely to find people, but we'll see. Okay, let me grab some more pots. God damn. Why are pots so expensive all of a sudden? What happened? I mean, okay, sure. I guess I'll pay up. I'll just craft them. Have you tried the new sanctuary? Yeah, we went yesterday. It didn't go as well as it should have, to be honest. Like, we only cleared the first boss, but the problem is that the second group was lacking a damage tolerance support, so they went in raw and they kept getting one shot by everything because they had no damage tolerance, no nothing. So we wasted a lot of time just basically mostly working through the fight with 4 people. Why are you not using the 84 gear from the dungeon? 84? Why would I be using level 84 gear from dungeon? Like 84 is Nuakum, right? That's low level. If you mean for my PvE set right now, I'm just using crafted. I'm using crafted, and for the armor, I'm just using orange gear to bump my eye level. Yeah, I have crafted weapon guard accessories. Diamond 4-5. But the PV stats. That's just bots. There's a guy at the bench here. 9th class, yeah, okay, well. If this is an omen as to how rifting is gonna be, we're gonna be back in the dungeons real soon. There's no one here. I mean, I'll do an honest look around, you know? I'll give it a chance. Who knows? I might be surprised in the second village, right? Do you have ults as well, or just meaning running on your cleric? I have 5 characters total, so 4 ults. On whom I'm running dungeons and sanctuary to feed my cleric. Wish we got sing stones in lower dungeons? Yeah. I wish sing stones could be transferred through the bank, right? Because even on the characters I'm just running sanctuary with, it's like every week I'm getting like 40 plus stones, and I don't really have anything good to use them on. Like I've just been rerolling the stats on my ult, I guess, just to get better stats, but yeah, that's too many. I mean, it is in part like there's 2 reasons for that, right? Number one, I don't pay any money in this game, and I am trying to remain like as competitive as possible in both PvE and PvP. So obviously I do need to pump a bit for that. And second of all, I do want to like get a grasp of every class, at least a little bit to some extent. So every ult I have are of a different class. So this way I'm able to like make entry-level guides when the game comes out in global for every class. Like at least, you know, class introduction, stuff like that. How do you all find the motivation to get ults to Sanctuary? Well, I mean, I guess the big part is the Sanctuary premade that I have is also running ults, so we just do like splits. Like we do splits where, you know, there's some, we mix mains and ults in every runs, and we just like run through basically 4 sets of Sanctuary at the beginning of the week, like within an hour and a half, and we just get all of the Sanctuaries done. You have a sub, Bill, right? Yeah, I have a sub. But I don't swipe for anything else in this game. And look, at the end of the day, I am getting the money from the sub back from streaming the game. So, you know. Are you planning to migrate to the global server when it comes out? Yes, I will be playing on EU as soon as it comes out. This is just a waiting room for me. I'm not even really going as hard as I could, right? Like, I'm gonna be going harder than this on EU. I probably paid for at least 2 of his subs on a battle pass. Let me think, actually. How many subs did he gift? Like around 10, right? I want to say around 10. And 15, yeah. So you gifted 10-15 subs and then your own sub, right? I don't think there was anything else, right? There was no bits or anything, right? So you paid for 1 month of sub total. Yeah. With my current Twitch contract. I paid him 70 cents or whatever the fuck the sub was. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I don't know what fucking third world country you're gifting sub from, Sakura, but Twitch is not having it. Like, I will say that. I don't do bits, I don't want to give my Twitch more money. Yeah. But yeah, like, if you gifted like 10-15 sub and you paid for 2 months of subs, then that's basically 30 bucks that I got. And then I have taxes, but just, you know, just in terms of the money that Twitch didn't take, then yeah, that was 30 bucks. Don't you know, like 60%? Yeah, I think I get 40% of the bits. So yeah, 60%. I believe it is. I would have to take a look at it, honestly. I mean, back when I streamed 7 years ago, I was actually getting a decent amount of bits, so I would have been able to tell you. But nowadays, I haven't received a single bit since streaming Ion 2, so I could not tell you how much I'm getting from them. I will donate 1 single bit. That way you owe Twitch money. Yeah, that's basically how it works. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I mean, I will say that there is a non-zero chance that within maybe this month I will open up like a Ko-fi or Patreon or something like that for the YouTube side, because YouTube is making me zero right now, right? It's literally just purely for the love of the game, right? And as I've said, I've been pouring every single minute of free time I have into making content for this game, and because of everything that's going on in real life, which you may or may not know, if you don't even necessarily know, but I've had significantly more expenses coming out. So yeah, if I can get a bit more from the YouTube side, then I will take it. So yeah, we'll see. I'm thinking about it. I'm kind of sitting on the simmering on the idea, basically. Other streamers are actually leaving Twitch. They're leeching too much money. Yeah. I mean, the thing with Twitch is the majority of the money you make from Twitch is from ads. But in order to make money from ads, you need to have a fairly sizable audience, right? Which, you know. What do you think about the massive negativity by the Western community for this game? I mean, it's the same as every other game, right? It's just the typical MMO tribalism. It's... Okay, you know what, actually? Hold on. Have you guys ever played Paper Mario? I love Paper Mario. It's one of my favorite like, license of all time, to be honest. I love the Paper Mario games. Except Sticker Star. Fuck Sticker Star. But I love the Paper Mario games. Wait, let me see if I can find this picture. Ah, yes, there we go. I found it. So Paper Mario... Super Paper Mario specifically had a pretty funny commentary, like a bit of an Easter egg in a like bullshit quiz, right? And it pretty much summarizes what's going on with this game and gaming in general. There you go. There you go. This is gaming in general. My opinion on it is just play the games you want to play. Have some sort of critical thinking, and if you're having fun, you're having fun. And the opinion of other people literally doesn't matter. If you're only playing games based on other people's opinion on it, you must be very miserable as a person, and I feel sorry for you. Just fucking sit down and play the video game, you know? Can you show me your passive skills? I'm actually switching from Spirit Master to Cleric. Yeah, sure. This is my PvP set though, so yeah. One Benediction 19, I have nothing into this one. Campaign Lord's Grace 15, Healing Enhancement 19, Immortal Veil 22, Healing Block I have nothing, Perf Concentration I have nothing, Earth Grace 16, Survival Power 20, nothing into Radiant Benediction. And then on PvE, PV is a bit different. I invest more into Earth Grace. Like my Earth Grace is like 23 or something. I can't switch, but my PvE is like somewhat similar, but I have a lot more Earth Grace and less survival power, like stuff like that. I'm at a level 30 Earth Grace. Yeah, I mean, it is possible. Like, I'm still missing Earth Grace on a couple of armor pieces. And obviously, I could be getting something like a chalice that has Earth Grace instead of like fucking Defiance or something. Same for the skill. It is possible, but it would require more investment that I'm willing to put into. I'm not so much willing, but rather that I have the resources to invest into. Only got attack prep to 30. God damn. Okay, I'm gonna check Zoomian again. If Zoomian is empty, I'm gonna check Immortal Island. And then I'm gonna get out of here and we're gonna go back to doing dungeon because this shit is empty as fuck. 5 AM, as it turns out, 5 AM is not a good time to be doing PvP. Who would have known, right? What are you hunting for? Why not Abyss? Just for the extra out of season AP, because oh, general. Oh, would you look at that? Will I take the bait? Yes, I will. I will do it right now, actually. Oh, this guy's involved. Okay, well, this guy has a Cleric. Oh, there's that. Although there's a... Oh. Yo, thanks, bait actors. Very cool. Very cool. God, this guy's getting fucked. Wait, I'm doing rifting PvP instead of Abyss PvP because it gives you out of season AP. Like ranking points are not so much my biggest concern right now. I just want like more AP to be able to weave in some stigma shots. Now I do Abyss PvP right as well, but right now I'm just checking out the rift to see if I can actually get a bit of juice. Yeah. Oh, I didn't see that. There's a commander now. Okay, well, these people actually fucking showed up. Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can cook with this, because that was, these guys kind of showed up from nowhere. What happens to season AP? I mean, season AP is still the same as it was, right? But rifting basically starts giving you out of season AP when you are capped, for the week, right? So you can still cap within the rift just normally, but once you're capped, you start getting. I think it seems to be about 10% of the amount of rift AP you would usually get as out of season AP. So it's a nice bonus just to farm stigma shards and stuff like that. Like within a decent rift, you're basically able to farm around the equivalent in AP of like 1 or 2 stigma shards, which is nice. Especially as a cleric, because I need a fuck ton of these. I have so many fucking skills to level up. It's not even funny. We have... Okay, well... Oh, this guy's following me. Is your cleric with you right now? Yeah, your cleric is with you. I mean, that's 2 clerics, a Templar, a Chanter, and a Glad. I'm not gonna do anything about this. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem, right? Like, that's the eternal problem with rifting. It's either nothing or just Zergs inside of a village. I'll give it one more go, and if there's no other Asmo to kind of soak the front lines, then I'm just kind of done with this. I'll just go check Immortal Island again. How's the new sanctuary? Honestly, it's pretty fun. The main problem I'm running into right now is with the group I'm going, because we are missing a support on the second group. So yeah, it's kind of gonna be impossible to progress beyond the second boss, and until they fix that. So we'll see next week. We'll see next week. Hopefully they figure something out. Okay, well, there's 50 million people here. There's a guy in the piano. That's a general. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to doing dungeons. It's just like groups of people with millions of pocket clerics. It's not gonna be interesting. Sakura rated, I guess, still around? You wanna do some fight table? You found 3.7 without sub? I do have the sub. I'm just not swiping, is all. I'm 3.8 on my PV set. Still at 7-11, do something without me first? Okay. Cool, we can do that. But yeah, I'm 3.8 as a sub only, yeah. So you're still in 7-11, holy shit, dude. That's true. Cleric got 3.7 for a free-to-play guy who plays a lot. I mean, it is possible, right? At the end of the day. Like, at the end of the day, in terms of just... Okay. The thing with gear score that you need to understand is the gear score in itself is fairly easy to reach. It's just a matter of, like, reaching gear score with gear that matters, number one. And then number two, it's a matter of, are you splitting your finances into both PvE and PvP, or are you just focusing for PvE? Because obviously, if you're only focusing for PvE, even for a completely free-to-play player, if you've been playing since the beginning, that it's actually kind of easy to reach that specific gear score, right? No response come close. No. Yeah, he doesn't PvP, or yeah, see, there you go. Because like I am 3.8 on my PvE set, and I have crafted gear and everything, but I also have a full PvP set that is full diamond 4, diamond 5 with full soul mines and everything, right? If I just invested all of those resources into just making a full-on PvE set, I would be a Horned Dragon gamer with like plus 25 gear, right? So it's a matter of how you split your resources and like how you did things, right? Are you still gonna come on your Chenta, Raiden, or are you coming with another character? But like for me, PvP matters as well, right? Like I do want to do PvP in this game. I enjoy doing PvP. I want to see how the PvP systems evolve and everything. So my PvP set is the main set I'm actually taking care of. My PvE set is kind of secondary. Only have 2 glads. Yeah, okay. Just remind me the name of the character. For my key, okay. Gotcha. Calling your Chanta a glad? I mean, it kind of functions the same now, doesn't it? That's kind of the problem at hand, right? Chanta at least has mantras. I mean, okay, when it comes to group utility, obviously Chanta is second to none. But in terms of the DPS playstyle, it's basically the same thing now. It's a bit sad, but it's true. I mean, I guess I play Templar, so we don't necessarily need a Cleric. I'll just give it a minute, and then open to everything. That is just the worst Chanter. Yeah, don't give him material. But I actually played without a sub for the first month of the game, and I really thought about it, right? Like, initially I was wondering whether I wanted to remain free to play or if I actually wanted to invest a bit, and ended up my decision was I'm gonna pay for the sub, but I'm going to make content for the game to pay for the sub. So yeah, here we are. You too can be a cheap bitch and become a content creator because of it. I'd get banned? Nah. I mean, unless you just, like, you know, say a lot of gamer words, I think you'll be fine. Also, I actually took care of my template a little bit. So my template is like at least 7% less dog shit now. I hope you guys are happy. I saw people bitching about the fact that my my template was like horrendous and had 0 care put into it. So there you go. It's moderately better now. And my template actually has Chaos Sanctuary now. My template has killed Ludra, so how about them apples? Why specifically 7%? Because I think 10% would be too much. Let's not exaggerate, you know what I mean? It's not that good. Is that not true about every ult you made? Nah. My Chanta is like slightly better. It's slightly above the rest of my ults. Did you get combat speed on something? Well, actually, yeah, I did roll combat speed on my weapon and guard, yeah. But that's not what gives it the percentage. It's just a global evaluation of how less dog shit the character is now. It's still dog shit. It's not as dog shit though. Although it still has screen shake, so I guess. Wait, let me. There you go. Fixed. Our friends ult pretty much all have at least one Ludra bracelet. That is outrageous. Even my main doesn't have that. That's fucked up. Kaizenol is driving me crazy. Yeah, I've seen that comment before. You know, actually, I tried Kaizenol on my main the other day. I just did 1 attempt, and I got it down to 5% on my first attempt. And I was like, I don't care to try again right now. I'll just go again later. The thing is, I genuinely do not give a shit about getting the Kaizenol statue. I just don't. I just rather take the defense from the Ezekiel statue. You know what I mean? With the current build that I have, the way, like the ping I have and everything, I'll just take the fucking defense. I don't care about the smite. Do you get anything for clearing on 10? Because you get the statue from clearing 1, right? So, like, do you get anything extra for clearing 10? I want the wings? I see. I see. I mean, clearing 10 is some, like, horn dragon bullshit, you know? Like, I'm not interested. Even clearing 1, I'm not interested, so, like, let alone 10, right? .5 attack cleric clear level 10 in 2 minutes. I mean, it's not that surprising, right? I mean, dude, when I see the attack speed that clerics have with, like, human ping, it's, you know, it just makes me feel some kind of way. I'll just grab a DPS. I don't think we need a healer. I'll just leave it open to all. 0.6 ranger, sure, dude. Rangery, oh, you are definitely a fucking 200 ping gamer. Alright, try to do more than 5k DPS, alright? What's the best ult to speedrun the MSQ? Specifically to speedrun the MSQ, I would take Elementalist. Yeah. No Cleric Brave, get ready to stone. Brother, I play Templar. I'm not the one that's gonna have to stone, alright? Let me just put it this way. I could physically stand in every mechanic and I would not die. Because that's how this fucking cast works. I have as much health on this character as I do on my main. With twice the idle, yeah? Watch him proceed to die. Probably. I will still stand on my ground. I will die on that hill. Bruh. I hate when this fucking boss does that. Why does he jump on people that are not even in the fucking arena, dude? But like, dude, I'm literally taking negative damage, right? Like, it's this class is, you know, this class is something. Like, dude, it just trust me, dude. If you just go into Sanctuary with Cleric, Chanted Templar, and then like a big DPS on both groups, you're gonna have a very different experience than a group that goes in with like just a Chanter. Or even without any mitigation, God forbid, right? You're playing a very different game when you have these classes in when you have like Chanter Templar in your groups. You're playing a very different game. You took this Shield Singer as a tank class. Noble Skin is overkill. Yeah, but like, here's the thing, right? The reason why I took this is because I'm doing Ludra with this character now. Templar is tanky. It's not 2.7k combat power and plus 3 gear tanking Ludra tanky, you know what I mean? So I need a little bit of help when I'm doing Ludra to make sure I don't just pass away from unforeseen circumstance. So this is why I'm running this, right? And because this character has a combined total of 3.5 stigmas, I'm only playing one spec and that's it. Now, Noble Skin obviously is overkill, but I will say that Noble Skin at level 5, the only thing it does is just increase my max health, so, you know, there's that. It's not the best. Still helps though. Your road to bringing this ult into Sanctuary 2? Thoughts? You give me a week, guys. I'll get there. Good luck. I don't like your attitude. Yeah, see, I'm literally just standing in every cave, dude. I can't fucking die with this class. Plus 1.1 kgs. Look, man, sky's the limit, and so is my credit card. All it takes is just buying a full set of Horn Dragon gear, you know? That's all it takes. And your Sanctuary 2 ready. Yay, another worthless BOE. I'm so happy, dude. I don't even know how much energy I have on this. Yeah, I have 1,000, so I'm actually gonna be running this for a while longer. I mean, hey, surely Sakura is gonna come back with his fucking sausage from 7-Eleven by the time we're done with this, right? Surely. Okay, I don't need a cleric because I like that. I have infinite lifesteal because why not? Yeah, like Dark Crush is a little bit too good to be true. You know, it's like, oh, you have movement, you have life leech, you can spam it infinitely. It does great damage. It's from 20 meters away. It does your fucking laundry. It kisses you goodnight. It tucks you in bed. You know, like they went a bit overboard with the specs, especially the tucking in bed one. I'm back. Oh, nice. We'll run this one and then I'll just remake the group then. Is your outfit of the dragon inspired by the Shugo of the former Ion? The outfit of the dragon? What do you mean? I can decide between Cleric and Sorcerer. Any suggestion? Cleric. Next question. Yo, you guys need to throw me some better curveballs, man. Like, if the questions are gonna be this easy, we're never gonna have a long discussion in this chat, you know? Especially if you're a foreigner, right? And you have high ping, Cleric. So just, yeah. If the decision is between a DPS class and a support class, the answer is always going to be the support class, especially in the current state of things. 100%. Are your characters brutal? Ah, oh, sorry. I thought you meant in game. It's an existing character from a manga that I just drew as like a PNG tuber, I guess is the proper term for this. So no, the outfit is actually an existing one. Has nothing to do with Ion in general. Give me a dissertation on why Glad needs buff. Well, you see, the problem is buff is the wrong term. Rework is the right term, so yeah. Try again. Is it from Fate? No. It's from a series called Ishura. No, I meant buff. Well, there you go. That is the end of my statement then. Also, I thought I pressed escape. I know which character you mean, yeah. Funny enough, no one has gotten the reference in chat. What do you think is more worth for bonus tickets, subjugation or trial? I prefer to run subjugation because it's direct money. And you also get like Ariel Bolt Gamba to help fill your Ariel, like your main Ariel Bolt. Like I've never bought any Ariel Bolts on my main, and I have 200 bolts right now, just from like running trials on my ults. So, but I think I looked at it a while ago, and it was about even in the amount of money it gives you, right? So, at the end of the day, I guess just run whatever you need the most between amplification stones and Ariel Bolt and so on and so forth. But yeah, personally, I prefer trials. If you have any orange gear, you might want subjugation. I guess that's fair, yeah. Like purely for the enchantment stone, like not the amplification stone fragments. Like you might want to run that on ults just to not go bankrupt on enchantment stones on your main to craft the amplification stones. Yeah. Again, it's a matter of like what you currently need. Alright. Oh yeah, right. I forgot we have to run with Sakura XD. Well, about to make a couple of people sad. We are already online on a character I've already befriended. Isn't that great? How convenient. I believe in fill stack theory and crafting on whale. Just crafted noble spellbook. God damn. Well, GG's. I still don't believe in it, but good for you. I'm happy that you succeeded. Crafting on the whale as well, though. that's pretty funny. I have orange gloves, but I don't need to get I need to get right stats on it. Yeah, I mean that's. Thankfully now it's not as bad if you run stuff like Cradle, especially hard mode and so on and so forth. But it's still a bit annoying to get. I'll look for a quick healer. I'll give it a minute or two. Monoid is the current guest cost cap for Heroic. Technically speaking, yes. Obviously, if you proc Splendent on Horn Dragon gear, then the cap is actually 114. But Yeah, that is the high end right now. And I have a hunch it's going to remain the high end until season 4. I have a feeling it's gonna stay the cap until season 4 on the level 50 cap. God damn. Fingers crossed they don't add anything on season 3. The thing is, right, they still need to add dungeons for the rest of the faded gear. Now, the rest of the faded gear is already available in Sanctuary, but we already have dungeon data that is currently unused in the client that was added at the beginning of season 2, which tells us that they still need to add dungeons with the missing faded gear, so with the same power as the currently existing dungeons. So I have a feeling season 3 is just gonna like round off the edges and like add QL stuff. Yeah. I'm missing out on orange gear and submission correlation. Why? Because of the amount of the amount of enhancement stones that you need to craft the amplification stones. Like you get all of these orange amplification stone fragments from running dungeons, but then you don't have enough enhancement stones to convert them. Right? Oh yeah. Also, technically speaking, you can craft the yellow stones and then craft the yellow stones into orange stones, although I mean I guess it's a bit even now because the orange stones are actually very expensive, but yeah, that is another option, I guess. There's another reason, especially this day and age where buying wings to break them down into enhancement stone is not the play anymore because of the fucking price of Odell. So yeah, 2% had him staggered and his fucking summon blasted me. Yeah, that seems to be the most common occurrence. Like the biggest problem of this fight is the ancient spirit, basically. At least that seems to be the most common complaint. I guess I'm gonna be able to do Cradle on this character fairly soon. Yeah. $2.2k elementalist moment. Yeah. Alright, Mr. 3 ping. We get it. You have a huge hog. Alright. Leave us and our stunted hog alone. With our high ping, you know? Give us a break. At least I'm holding aggro, alright? That counts for something. Getting out aggro as a Templar. Many such cases, though. Many such cases. Like the amount of time I get a Templar and then like an assassin steal aggro or something. Yeah. Double baiting, man. Look at that. I still need the low level one, but I mean, I guess I'll just take that for free, right? Whatever. Need to change node? Yeah, I mean, go ahead. You can just do that while we do the first boss, right? Like, we have a Cleric anyways. It's fine. Did you buy the new pass? Yes, I have the new pass. Do you mean the... Oh wait, do you mean the Odell pass? The one they just added? No, I didn't buy it. I'm not spending 1,000 quid on that. I mean, I guess maybe I will eventually, right? I don't know how long it's gonna last. Like, just buying it for the sake of being able to run more Transcendence, but I'm not really too pressed about it, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, I bought the Kina side for 1 mil for now. And yeah, I'll see. Because I mean, as I said right now, like, I'm a bit stunted when it comes to my progression on my Cleric right now, because basically every path to progression that I have is like really expensive and not that big of a progression, right? So it might actually, in this specific case, it might be worth it to invest a bit into the Odell pass just for the sake of getting martyrdom bolts and stuff. But yeah, I'll see. Like, the problem is that right now the Kina to Kuna conversion is fucking cooked, dude. Like, you need like 40 mil to buy the pass, basically. If not worse. Like, I haven't looked at it in a few days. It was 40 mil a few days ago. That's pretty bad. I bought it for trans. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, that's the one reason why you would buy it, just for the sake of getting a few more like marching boards. But man, it doesn't feel good. Can Triniel spare at least 1 Nama for book armor? I mean... Nah, there's no way, dude. I mean, even if you're getting Omega Dicked, you're at least getting one out of the 5 Namas, right? Surely. Like, they can't be hogging all 5. Even when we were getting, like, Omega fucked by you still, we were still getting, like, 1 or 2. That's too much, right? Also, versus 1 group on Bukama and we still lost. On Nama. That's rough, buddy. No, I will say the global servers are not beating the allegations. I will say that. I'm pretty happy I went on a random ass fucking Chinese server. I stay winning for that decision, you know. I basically won on day 1. For sure. I went long on in 4 days. Well, there you go. He doesn't even know. He lacks critical information. I thought the matchmaking is based on population or whatever. I guess it's lottery. No, it's based on... It's based on ranking data and like siege results, right? So if the last season you were matched against a server against which you were winning pretty hard, then yeah, this season you're pretty much getting dicked. Like, the way they are handling the matchmaking right now usually makes it so you alternate between getting fucked in the ass and winning hard. Like, my server has been pretty much the same, right? Although I will say that last season we were winning really hard, and this season is I mean, this new matchmaking is fairly even. Honestly, it's the most even it's ever been for us, I'm gonna be honest. So previous matchmaking, we only got at least 1 artifact, only on middle. Well, that's a bit unfortunate, isn't it? I guess, I mean, maybe Trinials was getting dicked then? I don't know. But at least in my experience, that's how it's been, right? It's just like, you're just alternating between winning hard and getting fucked hard, basically. Which I guess kind of evens out, in a way. Because we found previous server bots too hard, how many AP that weeks? Maybe. I mean, I'm guessing it's a mix of like a bunch of different data. Also, if you're in a server that is getting fucked on average, then I guess it doesn't matter which server you're getting matched against, you will just endlessly get fucked, right? Which, truthfully, most Helios servers are so bad that they don't really stand much of a fighting chance against most servers. Like, a lot of the Helios server we got matched against, we were fucking them pretty hard, but I don't really see them winning against anyone, to be honest, because of how bad they were. Like, the previous one we were matched against was Kasaka, and like, that one was a fucking catastrophe. Like, we got matched against Hitania at the beginning, and this one was beyond unsavable. We was 6-0 against previous server. Well, I guess bad luck then. I mean, there's probably something that happened then for you guys to get matched against them, but yeah, I don't know. The problem is, right, because they're changing every 2 weeks, like, I don't think they can get accurate enough data. Like, I feel like it's never gonna be even because of that. So surely it's not because the devs did a mismatch oopsie. I mean, again, at the end of the day, like, 2 weeks is not a lot of data, right? So there's bound to be duds like that, for sure. Shadows, we own nothing. And Asmo Commander and crew farm guards and players in zoom in for an hour at a time. It's sad. Yeah, I mean, Helios servers in general seems to be struggling a bit, for sure. Which is funny, right? Like, it's a bit funny how incredibly lopsided the factions seems to be across regions too, because it seems to be the same problem on Korea, as far as I'm aware. Like, Helios are also losing there. I don't know what metrics they're looking at for the match server. It's not as bad. Yeah, I mean, I was told that Helios were more so on the losing side on Korea, so I don't know how bad it is, but it does seem to be like the tendency seems to be in favor of Asmodeans across multiple regions. Fredgen is pretty strong. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of Helios servers that are doing well, right? Like, Steel, Fredgen are doing pretty well, right? But on average, it seems like they are struggling the most. I'm kind of running out of scrolls on this character. Low key. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, is it ideal? No. Is it better than on Iron 1? Yeah, because I mean, on Iron 1, if you had a bad matching, like, that's it. That's it for the end, until the end of times. So I guess getting fucked like 2 weeks at a time is better than this, right? But yeah. I don't know what they can do to fix the situation on either side. Beyond doing something like server, like faction transfer, like one-sided faction transfer. Losing artifact is fine because we can kill people easy, but not even one member. I mean, that's rough, dude. Like that's just rough. I don't even know how the fuck that happens. Like, there's 5 of them, you know? Like, how can you not focus your faction on one of them and get it? Like, how can Bakama be this bad? I guess is what I'm saying. I mean, I would be curious to get matched against Bakama, actually, just to see how it is. Like, getting matched against people that have the same ping as me. Dude, the game is gonna be easy mode. Like, we are legit too used to fighting like omega like low ping people. I think we followed the command on race chat. Last siege on previous server, we even got 2 artifact video. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a bit wild. Like, I understand that Tronials is a strong server, right? Like, as far as I'm aware, Tronials is like one of the strong Asmo servers for sure, but holy shit. Which would give more points for solo kills, more people like doing it. In Zerg battles, I mean, they kind of do to some extent, right? Because you are limited on the amount of time you can kill any given players, and obviously if you do solo PvP, you get a lot more points from a single player, right? So that is already kind of the same, but I mean, the big problem right now is just the maps are too small, and there's too little maps. So everyone is just cramped within the same areas. If rifting was more relevant, it would be less of a problem. But yeah, that is one of the problems for sure. Like, same thing as I was talking about earlier, right? Like, if some of the PvP game modes, battlegrounds, and so on and so forth were more popular, like that would spread the PvP population like a bit further. This is going pretty fast, at least. Say that. 2 more. 10 more. Less than that. 8. 8 more. Lose-lose situation. The more the server lose, less people will come here for Abyss Farm. Yeah. Cleric ring. Yippee. You're going from 2.2 to 2.30, dude. Holy shit. Huge stonks. I got one on this character as well the other day. Pretty nice. I mean, that's basically what allowed me to get into Sanctuary. Bruh. Can't even get yellow drops. Yeah, I haven't really gotten anything. I mean, I got a PD ring on my assassin, right? Like, that's about it. I guess I got a great sword here, but I'm not really gonna do anything with it, you know? Like, this isn't Iron One. I'm not able to switch to great sword, unfortunately, so there's that. Also, speaking of Kasaka, this cleric is on Kasaka. Yo, my condolences, dude. We have an Ilios in the group. We have an imposter among us. It only took me half an hour to notice, right? Like, yeah. Asylum with the big hose. How you doing, big boy? Thanks for the hose, dude. No, not too much of an interesting stream tonight, right? I'm just doing old stuff, so you know, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the pain. Okay, Dave, ever had an iron 2? Tell me more. Cleric, empty closet title. I mean, empty closet title isn't exactly luck, but you know. You like to hear that. 2 heroics though? Did you get 108 heroics or like the useless heroics? Chant and Templar? Ah, I see, I see. I mean, eye level is eye level, right? I don't know if you're planning to do Sanctuary with them, but yeah, it helps. It definitely helps. Have you gone into the new Sanctuary yet, or are you not high enough eye level? Not enough yet? Gotcha. Gotcha. Getting there, yeah. I mean, it's not too bad to get nowadays, right? Like, crafted gear is easy to get. The new Transcendent dungeon is like pumping eye level, like there's no tomorrow. Like, it's pretty easy. Like, I pumped to 3.8 without that much effort before the new Sanctuary came out, and like that's with also like pushing my PvP gear to very high level, yeah. So, got on. All right, thanks for the hose, big man. Take it easy. And for the rest of you, welcome. I'm not the one trapped with you, you're the one trapped with me, watching me do old dungeons. So... I paid 2 tickets for my Chromite weapon last run. Oh, you did? I mean, Chromite weapon on Elementalist though. I mean, I guess you didn't have a gold weapon though. You didn't grab the free +10 Urugugu weapon on your Elementalist, did you? I get it this run. XD. Oh, did you also get an Elementalist weapon on this one? Because I did as well. Oh my god, look at these fucking stats, dude. Jesus Christ. That might be the worst weapon I've ever seen. But like on my Elementalist, I got the freebie +10 Urugugu weapon on it. Like, I don't know if I want to eventually upgrade to the Chromite weapon, man. It's so bad for range. It's so fucking bad. Like the 3 stats line. I mean, it is free eye level, I guess, if I want to get this character into Sanctuary, but ugh. There's not even much of an option until I reach Cradle, unfortunately, so... I like being long. Alright, well, fair enough. I mean, I guess... I mean, no, not even. Like, dude, the extra range on range is so bad. Mr. Streamer likes it long. Sure, dude. Sure does. I mean, you know what? Yes, I do. I like the Chinese meaning for the word. There you go. How about that? It's dying so fast. I mean, I gotta say though, this is pretty effective. I might actually be able to run through most of my old shit before the end of the stream, which you'll have to see. I figured that because I'm doing a shorter stream, I would not necessarily be able to do so, but as it turns out, this has been fast as fuck. So you'd have to see that. You all know that good genius equals big DPS. I'm tired of getting killed by local noobs. Yeah, I mean, it's like we were saying earlier, right? Like, people really mistake gear score for actual player power. Now, hopefully, at the end of the month, when we get the new like power scaling value, it's gonna be more accurate, and people stop being cringe. But we'll see. Why is that? They never mentioned again? Oh, they did. They did. The last dev live, they actually showed it in game, and they said it was coming for the 25th. Like, the update we are getting on the 25th has a whole lot of big promises, so hopefully they hold most of them. Yeah. Like, 25th is supposed to be a stigma system change. It's supposed to be the new combat power. It's supposed to be the DPS meter. Like, it's supposed to be the UI update. Like, the 25th is supposed to be the big one, right? It's the big one that has everything we've been asking about for months. So hopefully we actually get all of that. I may only give you 70 cents, but my ults do hella DPS. Yeah. For real. People will have more of a reason to kick my glad. Yeah. I mean, we'll see how they calculate things exactly. It seems like it's gonna be a very high value though, because they literally showed a like low level guy with no stigmas unlocked, and he was already like 5k. So we're probably gonna be like 50-60k or something. I can run loot drive with all my ults without getting afraid of being kicked. Yeah, maybe, surely. I believe it. Look, man, if I choose to believe it, it's true. Don't worry about it. No, my charge skill. But I mean, we'll see. I'm honestly like, it's funny, right? I'm honestly more excited for all of the QL update we're gonna get on the 25th than I was for the new Sanctuary. Now, don't get me wrong, the new Sanctuary is nice, right? It's fun, it's new content, so on and so forth, but I fucking hate the entry system, dude. The entry system on Sanctuary is so bad. You don't even need to vote. Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to live with that for a couple more months. Should probably move the Judgment priority to first. To PvE at least, yeah. We killed the new Sanctuary, but I love it because I saw... Yeah. The new Sanctuary is... It is a step up in terms of mechanics compared to the first one, because... Namely, one of the big one, right, is... A lot of the mechanics, even on the mini-bosses, are more group-centric rather than personal, right? Because most of the mechanics on the first Sanctuary, especially on the mini-bosses, were just purely personal responsibility, right? Now, you actually need to work as a group on a bunch of mechanics, which is nice. And obviously the mechanics in general, both in terms of pace, and in terms of the mechanics themselves, have been a bit of a step up, which is nice. Now, they generally can push it more. There's absolutely room to push it more, but the problem is that I don't know how much more they can push it because of the entry system. Like, you're giving people 2 hours a week to prog, so you can't really push the mechanics that far, right? Like, that's the problem. Like, that's one of the reasons I just want to see the entry system change on Sanctuary, because they're never going to be able to realize the full potential of the content until they do so. Like, it's the only PvE content we have in the game where people actually have to do the fucking mechanics because there's no self-rest zones, right? But we only get to prog it for 2 hours a week. So, yeah. Kinda sucks. Give me a sec? Yeah, sure. Like, I keep ranting about it, right? But you have no idea how much I dislike the way the resurrection system works in this game. Like, it is... The resurrection system in this game is the one single thing that is making the PvE in this game feel like a joke. Even though it's not a joke. Like, the PvE in this game is quite nice, right? It's not insane or anything, but it is good enough, especially for the game being out for only 3 months. If they remove the self-rest from the game, dude, the PvE in this game would feel incredible. The reward cube can be weekly recharge, separate, to have to wait one by one. You mean the first tickets, right? The one that's stacked to 14? To 21, I mean? This one recharges, it says here, right? It recharges every 7 hours. So you get 3 a day, basically. On average. And the other ones are weekly. And then Odile Energy is 15 every fucking probably 7 hours as well. Be a last run. Nah, don't talk to him like that. Don't be like that. One week for full, I guess, something like that, yeah. Actually enjoying the PvE more than I thought. In Korea, most of my time was spent in the Abyss. PvE was just mainstream Akina. The PvE has been getting significantly better in this game, don't get me wrong, right? But the PvE would be significantly more enjoyable if you had more consequences for failing mechanics. Like, that is a hill I will always die on. Consequences is part of the enjoyment of the game. Like, the reason why Sanctuary is infinitely more enjoyable than every other piece of PvE content is because of the resurrection limit. Like, the mechanics are also nice and everything, but the resurrection limit is like the #1 reason why I'm having significantly more fun during Sanctuary than any other PvE in the game. I mean, it's a bit less than a week, actually, because there's like 3 extra hours, right? So it's like 5 days. It's like 5 days for the 21 tickets. I think it's like 30 tickets a week or something. But then you can also use the boxes to get more, so... I don't know what Korean or Chinese player only found English video that is vocal about something. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure on the Korean side, like, there's a bunch of complaints about stuff like this as well. I mean, although specifically on the topic of resurrection stones, I'm not sure I've ever seen any content. I've seen complaints about other stuff, right? Like the entry system for Sanctuary and the... On the resurrection system, like, side of things, specifically the fact that Cleric has too much responsibility. Like, these ones have been the big one on the Korean side that I've seen. I'm not sure about the rest. Damn, free gold. Yo, thanks, guys. Thanks for your hard work. That's good stack, yeah. But yeah, I'm sure some of these things will eventually change because it's too obvious of a problem for people not to be complaining about it, and because NCSoft has been pretty fucking diligent when it comes to listening to player feedback and immediately acting upon them, like, it's eventually gonna change. It's eventually gonna change. Like, especially on the side of the way Sanctuary is handled. Because I'm pretty sure the consensus in Korea, now correct me if I'm wrong, right? But I'm pretty sure the consensus in Korea is that people like the content, right? People think Sanctuary is nice and everything, but the entry system and the lob side, the difficulty lob side on the Cleric is, like, not good. Do I know if it's obvious? I mean, if content creators complain about it enough in Korea, then typically they do appear to care enough to make changes, right? Because I mean, if you look at the last few, like, QL patches we've gotten, a bunch of the stuff they have added came from complaints from very specific videos from Korea. So clearly they do look at them, right? They even mentioned the fact that they looked at the videos. So. Alright, let me open up the slots. I really do like being longer. I can summon spirit from further away. I mean, I guess, yeah. Although that kind of puts you out of range of some party buffs, right? Especially if the Cleric is on the opposite side of you, then you don't get, like, Earth Grace and all that, right? 2 more runs worth of energy? That's fine, we can do 2. Like, I'm tapping into blue energy right now, right? So I'm not hard pressed about finishing all of it. That is never the DPS fault. We are kings. That is true, dude. That is so true. Blame the Cleric always. And close to aggro? Cleric's fault. Exactly. But yeah, honestly, especially with the release of the new Sanctuary and the fact that there's a lot more people that are doing the new Sanctuary on day 1 with, like, the lower end requirements and everything than we had on the first Sanctuary, people are definitely going to complain a lot more about those minute things, right? So I think we are pretty likely to see changes. I don't know how fast they're going to make changes. I'm gonna be honest. I would only be half surprised if we already have a batch of changes next week. like mark my words on this, right? Like in 2 days we're gonna get the dev live. I wouldn't be surprised if one of the main topic of discussion is the new sanctuary and the way the entry system is, because this was the first week of the new sanctuary, right? And I do think they collected a bunch of feedback from that, and I think they're already gonna start addressing some stuff. Yeah, like even if me as a foreigner I've landed on Korean videos complaining about those specific things, I'm sure the devs have as well. So I'm sure some of it is gonna get addressed next week. The pressure of needing to res never felt as high in Iron 1 as it is in Iron 2. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's also the fact that on Iron 1, Resurrection Lossy had no cooldown. So, you know. And also, more classes than Cleric could res, and every class could res with NPC stones. So I feel it's full of guys only. This is another reason I'm confident it will never fix Glad rework, because they're too busy fixing the rest of their fuck-ups. I think Season 3 is going to be an interesting season, is what I'm going to say, because I think Season 3 is going to be as big of a content season as this one. And with the fact that they are fixing, like they are separating PvE and PvP, I do think we're gonna get a litany of changes when it comes to separating the two even further, especially within Season 3. So yeah, I'll be watching cautiously. Y'all gonna know that I sucks? Nah, I'm mostly seeking it, because I was seeking information about the new sanctuary, and I landed on videos of people saying that the new sanctuary is nice and the mechanics are nice and so on and so forth. But then they were majorly complaining about the entry system and the reliance on Cleric, especially because the new sanctuary greatly reduces the power of Life Leech, which even further puts the responsibility for like healing the group on the Cleric, right? We've reached the end of the quality roadmap too. I wonder what I'm going to see the new roadmap for Q2. Probably soon. I think if we see anything of the sorts, it's probably going to be again for Season 3 announcement, right? Because at this point we have no idea what's coming for Season 3, right? That's one pity. Do I need anything even? I guess earrings. Yeah, I guess I'll take an earring. They gotta stop with this reduced leech thing. Yeah, I mean, they just want the support classes to do their job, right? Like that's the thing. And honestly, it hasn't been a problem when you run a proper comp. Not fucking 80%, that's fucked up. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you've gone into the new Sanctuary, Sakura, but the feedback from the DPS of my group when we were running is that the Life Leech was still like quite strong anyways, even with the 80% reduction. So I don't know exactly how it like impacts every class. Oh, DC on Sanctuary count as leaving? Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, I DC'd a couple of times because my VPN was being fucky during the Sanctuary run, but we had someone that actually crashed in Sanctuary and that kicked him, and he wasn't able to come back. So I guess it's not fully fixed. I don't know exactly what happened. He just said in the middle of the fight that his game crashed. Now, granted, maybe his game crashed for like more than the Like the PD they gave you, I think it's like 5 or 10 minutes before you get kicked from a DC now. So maybe he DC'd for longer than that. Because I mean, we were stuck fighting the boss for like a very long time. Because again, as I said, it was literally 3 of us doing the first boss on the new sanctuary. So there's that. Like, I'm preparing the guide for the first boss, right? Like I've done a lot of the prep work today, and I'm probably gonna wrap it up and post it tomorrow. The thing is, usually when I make those guides, I also upload full runs of the given boss on my channel alongside it. So this way, people who just want to have a look at the full run can do so. But dude, I'm hesitating to upload the full run of this boss because it's literally just like us 3 doing the boss, and it's taking forever. Like I don't know if people need to see this, you know. Yeah, I mean, I have 0 evasion. I'm still evading some stuff in PvE sometimes. But yeah, evasion is still quite strong in PvE. Although I have a feeling that's not gonna be something that's gonna last for very long. I have a feeling they're gonna crack down on that eventually. Just a hunch. I think my VPN node might be laggy all of a sudden. My attack speed dropped just now, like quite a noticeable margin. So I might have to reboot my node after this. We'll see. Alright. So this is your last one, right? You said something about only 2 more runs. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to use these. Just... Yeah, alright. I can run some Cradle on my... I mean, I guess, you know what? If you guys want, since the both of you are here, we can run some Transcendence on the mains if you want. Might as well. I'm not gonna be on for like much longer anyways, so it's up to you. Today's a bit of a short strum. Okay, let me transfer the money. Also, did I transfer the assassin money? I forgot. I'll check. And look at all of that Kina, dude. Holy moly. Can you do a few? Alright. Let me transfer my shit and I'll be right there. Be right there with you. Okay, I did transfer the money. Good. I did not fix my Chanta situation at all, which I will have to address. I have fucking 2,000 energy on my Chanta, so that's that is a problem waiting to happen. But I guess we'll be doing this on Tuesday or something. Anyways, wow, 14 million. Holy, I'm rich. I'm rolling in it. The same, yeah. Alright, let me invite you guys. Does anyone in chat want to do some Transcendence level 3? Yes, level 3. We just want to spam without thinking about it. Unless you are a juiced Chanta or Templar, in which case we can do 4, but, you know. What the fuck am I gonna do with all this money now? I don't know. Oh yeah, let me check the conversion rate, actually. Okay, well, it's basically the same, yeah, it's gonna be like 35 million to buy the fucking battle pass, dude. Yikes. Yikes, yikes. I don't want to do it. Dude, there's no 2 million Kina chest. That's crazy. Yeah, it's pretty stable as well. There's a lot of them. Really stable at that price. Yeah. Alright. If the spells league, basically no one. I guess I get to be picky then. Let me switch my tab. Oh. $19 clicks on guard so far. Not bad. Yeah, I mean, the fact that you start at 10% and it's only 1% per click is, that's rough, dude. I mean, dude, there's a reason why I don't want to touch fucking orange gear with a 10-foot pole, man. I just don't. It's just a bad time waiting to happen. And then even if you want to inherit later on, you're gonna need orange inherit stones. Ugh. I'm getting close to the 200 mil mark. Yeah, that's rough. That's the reason I tried Craft Noble. I don't know what to do with the money. Wow, you guys have some good fucking problems to have. Holy shit. I feel like I'm in a permanent state of never being done. I mean, I mean, it's mostly because of the fact, like, I'm rolling both PvP and PvE gear that high, right? But still, yeah, it's a bit... I mean, I'm seeing the end of the tunnel. Like, I'm in a pretty good state, right? Brother, this is a PvP set with clash runes. No, we're not doing that actually. I don't even have PvP here. Yeah, there we go. Here's the big one. Here's the big info. Planet Noble Dragon plus 20, 1.2 bill. Jesus. Like on the market? Are people really selling that shit? How much is a mace? Oh, here's a mace. Oh, that mace is 2 bill just raw. Yikes. Yikes, dude. Yeah, these are not handhelds either. Jesus Christ. I don't even know if I spent 1.5 bill on my character altogether. I mean, probably, right? Probably. Accuracy T1 is enough, but weapon and guard can roll higher. Yeah. Is it possible to invite someone from a different server? Yes. You can invite someone from a different faction. Like 3 to 4 billion total on my character. Yeah. What would it cost just to list something at that price? What is the percent? Isn't it like 5% of the cost something? I mean, it's checkable, right? If you just try to put something up, it's gonna tell you. Does it? $30 mil. Yeah, you know, just a casual 30 mil just to put it up. 20 clicks on my dagger once I craft it. I mean, look, man, at the end of the day, everything is 50%. You either get it or you don't. Now, I'm gonna be honest. If you simply manage to craft your dagger, you should be happy enough. And enhancing is like the reward. 72 hours, then it expires. Yeah. Fuck that, TBH. I mean, there's a reason why people shout so much to sell these. Fucking gladiator, brother. You better be a big brother. You're not even a big brother. You're not even a big sister, dude. Get out of here. Bro is not even a moderate brother, let alone a big one. Yeah, at this rate, I'm gonna do like 2 runs and then go to bed or something. Yeah, it's hard to find people. What time is it in Taiwan right now? Fucking 6:40 a.m. Yeah. Yeah, we're only gonna get the D-gens at this dude, it's fucking another fucking glad, dude. I mean, this guy is like, you know what? Fuck it. You guys get to deal with that. That's as good as it's gonna get at this time, alright? At least this guy has gear, so. Why Asphalt increase your gear score? I mean, as far as I'm aware, Asphalt and Ariel increase your gear score, but the gear score increase doesn't actually apply to the opposite content. Like, something like that, right? Like Ariel Bolt eye level doesn't apply in PvP, and Asphalt Bolt eye level doesn't apply in PvE or something like that. In terms of like the actual like damage scaling, basically. But I mean, I don't disagree that it's just dumb. Like the entire gear score system in this game is just fucking fraudulent. I'm really just gonna leave it like that. Oh. Yeah, I had a feeling I was jumping out of sync. Well, I'm dead. Thanks, guys. Thanks for leaving me behind with a mob. Appreciate it. You get to wait for me. PvP board has stuff like HP too, so it's like... Yeah, but like, specifically the eye level scaling doesn't apply. Like, there was a patch for that. It's the same on the Ariel Bolt side, right? Like there's some like I guess global node, like global stat nodes, but they don't like apply the eye level in PvP scaling. It's weird. And then you have the Martian board that just kind of exists. I wonder if they're gonna do the... If they're gonna do the stronghold and... I mean, the DPS is pretty good, at least. If they're gonna do the Seal Dungeon and Stronghold stuff in Elden and Moheim, I mean, I guess they will, right? Because it is the easy way to upgrade the amulet and the belt, and there's still room to for more boards, but yeah. Thanks for the follow. Egnaro? Egnaro, I guess. Yeah, thanks for the follow. He is gaping me by a lot. Oh, is he? Is that glad actually juicing? Hell yeah, dude. Finally. Finally, no consequences for my actions. Shitty comp, but it worked out. Yeah, I mean, you know, ping is a little bit important, as we've established in the past. I mean, dude, like, deadass, if I had 0 ping, I would be doing 100k. I'm kind of not even kidding, dude. Like, when I see the attack speed of Korean and Taiwanese people, I'm like, yeah, it is what it is. Weeks of arguing with Cypher to game to believe me. I don't think anyone is arguing that ping makes a huge difference. I mean, as we've established, right, it's at least bare minimum like 30 to 40% DPS difference just from ping alone. Faster weaving, it's faster everything. Like in this game, your attack speed directly correlates to your ping to some extent, right? And then on top of that, you stack the delay between actions, and like that shit adds up really fast. Like, it's a bit absurd. Doing 2.5 times my damage because of ping. Yeah. I mean, there's obviously probably a little bit more to it. Maybe he has like slightly better gear, so on and so forth, but ping does make a massive difference for sure. And it's not even just on the DPS, it's like on everything. It's also like the amount of risk you can take, like how late you can dodge mechanic. Like the shit you get away with, like, right. Ping makes a huge difference in this game. Now, the game is still playable with high ping, and it doesn't feel terrible or anything, but yeah. When you start looking at numbers, yeah, it's pretty bad. Yo, Larry, do you have like a bot running on the YouTube comments? just asking for a friend. Oh, dude, the DPS is so high for no reason. Dude, we should be running 4 with this group actually, like unironically. I saw a video with the same person doing 383k DPS on 48 ping. 292 on 170. Yeah, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. I mean, dude, again, if I'm capable of outputting like 40k with the ping I have, also wrong power shots. If I'm capable of outputting 40k with the gear I have, like, dude, if I had like sub 10 ping, I would be doing 90 to 100k. And I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding, because the amount of actions I'm getting out compared to like a native 10 ping, native like 10 ping guy, it's kind of crazy. Neither of you hit the Kisk. Oh, whoops. Well, you guys get to run then. Have fun. Eye levels damage, yeah. It's both damage and damage taken. But I don't think the difference is huge between them, right? I guess it's 200, so it is actually a bit significant. So there's definitely like a decent amount coming from that, but yeah, obviously it's not like twice the amount of DPS type of damage. You focus on chat? Yeah. Look, man, I hit the resurrection during the fight. If you guys passed away afterwards, I didn't notice. There you go. That's aggro point. I tie with him with damage. I mean, I can see that. Yeah. I mean, Glad is strong right now in terms of like raw numbers. So. Yikes. Get hate for opening ports. I guess it depends on the context, you know? Some people do open ports just to have a... Holy shit, I'm dead. Some people do open ports just to get... just to not do content, right? But I mean, in some scenarios like this one, it's obviously needed. I just didn't notice they raised at the beginning. Yeah, the boss is getting fucking demolished. This guy's juicing. I mean, dude, I'm gonna be honest. I've had full Horn Dragon Gladiators that were not doing as much as this guy. So this guy is on some steroids, dude. That hit me. How annoying. I'm just gonna do this. I got ticked twice by the same old dude. Yeah. Oh my god. Anyone opened it on the... Okay, nice. Excellent. Now we all get to pay the price of not opening the final Kibalisk. I'm probably playing next to the servers. Doesn't even have to be like this, right? Like Sakura has like 3 ping. I think it's just in the same town, basically. I do that retaining mech without dying if I know. You just disengage from the boss early enough, and then you just sprint. Which I did, but I got hit by an AoE at the last second as I was about to start sprinting, which is why I died. Pro run? It'd be like that sometimes. It'd be like that. I mean, honestly, this Glad is a bit of an outlier. Like, as I've said, I've had many Glads be like 4.1, 4.2k, full Horn Dragon and not do as much as this guy, so... Clearly this guy he's on like some special juice, yeah. Everyone's here. Well, we're getting cold. I'm probably too far. I didn't see that the pad wasn't available. Yeah. Mabi. I think the Cleric is trolling. True. I mean, I'm just not paying attention right now. I mean, it hardly matters anyways. It doesn't matter. Like, as I've said, just because of the existence of those fucking stupid resurrection stones, it's not like you need to try anyways. Which is precisely what I want them gone from the game. Yeah, I got hit by the AoE again. Yeah, I need to do this again. Okay. Yeah, the position of the AoE dropping right now not being very nice, admittedly. That's a pretty fucking terrible location for him to go. Oh yeah. That is awful. Yeah, well, I self-res and the game would not let me move, but I guess I didn't pay the price. Yeah, I can't raise you, but the boss is dead anyways. I guess... Have we kicked this? Yeah, we did. You can just res. Yeah, I mean, this guy is gone. Understandably so. That was a bit of a catastrophic run, to be honest. Alright, let me grab another replacement. Surely this run is not gonna go as bad. I'll just leave it open to anything. Kinda doesn't matter anyways. Especially at this hour. We got a Chanta. Well, look at that. Yeah, that's fine by me. Pretty good. Maybe we just had a good gaming chat. That must be it, yeah. I mean, that guy was Omega juiced. I think I was staying on Taiwan when global is out, but I think where his social difference being, yeah, I mean, I get that because obviously Taiwan and Korea are probably going to remain more popular than global all the time. I mean, it's gonna depend on how the global release goes, right? But it's just by essence of the fact that people have bad assumptions about Korean games in general, and like if there's any amount of possibility to swipe within a game, people just don't even give it like a second look. So we'll see how it goes, but yeah. Also, like Westerners in general, like the Western MMO players in general are just like obnoxious to deal with. It's just constant moaning about everything and nothing. Like, about shit that doesn't matter, I should add. You know if Iron 1 is going okay still. You mean Korea and Taiwan? I haven't really looked at it too much. I mean, prior to Iron 2, the release of Iron 2, it was doing pretty okay actually, especially with Classic and all of the like the event servers and so on and so forth, like Eye on the Sand and everything. It was actually it was doing pretty okay. And then there was the Taiwanese server as well, like the 1.2 server, like the custom 1.2 server. Like that one was popping off immensely. Well, are we actually dead from that? Oh, ain't that some shit. I guess I'm just raising guys here. In the West? No, Iron 1 is dead in the West. Like, all of the official servers are dead. Like, Gameforge killed you, and there was no management for the NA side. So it just eventually died because there was just zero management. And also, like, Iron 1 was never... Iron 1 is a game that kinda run its course in NA faster than in EU. I mean, I guess North America in general doesn't fuck with Korean MMOs in general, right? Like, they tend to die first in those games. Watch it when the game launch and go and see how it goes. I mean, the sub model is like the one thing that I'm really expecting to change when it comes to global. Like, my personal opinion on the sub model in global is that they're going to axe the second sub, and they're gonna make the first sub purchasable with Kuna. Like, I think it's how it's gonna be. So it's gonna be one $15 sub that you can just farm in game. I think my node might be fried, because like, I'm pressing forward and I'm dodging backwards. Yeah, both of you are just using the lag of as DPS, right? I mean, you have to be on some shit to be paying for a DPS meter. Like, the people who unironically pay for the Chinese DPS meter are like on some shit. Like, you should get better hobbies, you know? That's, I don't want to be this guy, but like, if you're unironically paying for a DPS meter, like in Iron 2, yeah, it's probably time to reevaluate a few things. Don't get depressed and stop using it. Yeah, that's the correct approach. I mean, dude, man, if you're playing with like 200 ping, you've already lost the game. Looking at DPS is only going to make you sad. Just be happy that the game is playable and that you're actually able to do endgame content in spite of your ping, you know? Like, the DPS is secondary, alright? It's gonna be alright. Well, it's pretty buggy, at least for Soak it's not true. Yeah, I mean, I would say that every DPS meter is probably not the most. Like, my personal opinion on DPS meters is that, first of all, I don't trust the data. Second of all, I don't give a shit about the data as long as we don't have any RDPS data, because RDPS is the only metric that fucking matters. Especially in a game where so many classes are reliant on the DPS they give to other people. So personally, I don't give a shit. I know for a fact that my DPS is probably not the best because I have 200 ping, right? Like, that's a given, but regardless of that, I don't really care about the data itself. Beyond small stuff that I tested, like checking if checking if weaving left click was a DPS gain at 200 ping or not, which it wasn't, which is why I stopped using it. At least on Cleric. This time I'll DPS people on Cleric 200 ping, and I'm happy for the moment. Yeah. I mean, it's... There's no... It's a lose-lose situation, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not interested in that. Like, that Taiwan release for me is vacation, you know? I'm just happy to be there. Like, when this game came out in Taiwan, I was not expecting to be spending much time in it. And I was not expecting to be able to do anything remotely serious on it. So the fact that I'm still here and I'm competing in both PvE and PvP, that's already way more than what I was bargaining for, you know? Boss and Rich Cyber? Yeah, exactly. Another guy who boasts about his gear but low DPS, no genius, DPS meter is important for me. Yeah, I mean, to each their own, right? But to me, the only metric that I care about is that the boss dies. Especially in this game. Like, the only game where I ever gave a shit about the DPS meter was Final Fantasy XIV. And the only reason why I gave a shit about the DPS meter on this game is because the game was so boring. The game was so boring, the content release was so slow, and there was nothing to do. So the only thing that was left for me to care about in this game was actually passing. But that's what it took for me to give a shit, you know? On the boss today, my DPS now send ready. I mean, I don't mind spamming here. Like, that's why I'm playing Cleric at the end of the day, right? But there you go. The Kisk is open this time. We good. Okay, I don't want to stack on DPS. I mean, obviously, right? But I will say that as long as the boss dies and I'm able to go on with my day, I don't really give too much of a shit beyond that. Like, PvE in this game is really fast, right? Like, everything is really fast. There's not a single dungeon in this game that lasts for more than 10 minutes. Even if you're taking forever, you're never gonna spend more than 10 minutes in the dungeon. So like, I don't really care too much. Like, I'm used to playing games where content takes like multiple hours. You know, so whatever, man. I can live with the dungeon lasting for 9 minutes instead of 6. I've tried new 3700. You mean the new Sanctuary? Yes, I have. We went yesterday. I'm gonna be uploading a guide for the first boss tomorrow. Bruh. The fucking tick because of ping, dude. Holy moly. My bad, healer. All of my DPS jumping into every damage possible. I mean, sometimes some people really don't try. I gotta be honest, like it doesn't matter how much you heal them, they just kind of pass away. It'd be like that sometimes. The boss is really liking to run into these, huh? Like using evil and walking opposite of everybody else. I do that sometimes. Like if the group is struggling to get the wisps, then I do that, but otherwise I just do it normally. Like I either keep the invuln in the scenario where I get hit by an AoE and I'm having to slow down, or I keep it for the second tornado. Just to be able to stand in the tornado and just keep DPSing. Yeah, I think this is gonna be my last one. Yeah. Why dodge when I have 200 stones left? True. Why dodge when the cleric can press summon resurrection? Everyone's just eating shit, man. Oh god. But yeah, I'm looking forward to next week for us to go back into Sanctuary, but I genuinely hope they will fix the fucking comp problem, because I have a hunch that if they don't fix the comp problem, we're not gonna kill the second boss next week. Like, I mean, I don't think the second boss is as much of a body check as the first boss, but we might be able to just cheese with the first, with the group 1, right? But still, it's gonna be such a massive fucking headache. Because the second boss hurts a lot, right? So I don't know if we can do a 10 fucking minute long second boss just like we did the first one. And I kinda don't want to find out. So yeah, we'll see. Like, I really want to at least kill the second boss next week so I can make the guide for it, you know? Because, like, if this group gets stunted because of a bad comp, like, this also slows down the rate at which I can put out guide. Like, I know some people are waiting for those guys, right? So, yeah, it feels bad. Chanta got stuck. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I swear to God, Larry has some sort of bot running on the YouTube chat that just says a random assortment of a random assortment of words, like every 20 minutes or something. Brother, you want the ticket system to change all the time inside Sanctuary no more? I just want the restrictions to only be on loot, if I'm gonna be honest. And I feel this exact same way about every single piece of content in the game. Like, yeah, I get it, they're doing this to stop people from selling carry runs, but I think I don't give a shit about people buying carry runs. Because at the end of the day, everything is fucking RNG in terms of the loot, right? So even if you buy a carry run, so what? Where is that bringing you, you know? People are buying carry runs anyways. But I want to be able to run content as much as I want. I want to be able to help people clear shit as much as I want. The only restriction I can understand to see is loot restriction. That's it, right? Like, just fucking let me run shit. Let me prog shit. And then also, if they just let people run Sanctuary as much as they want, that also allows them to make mechanics more complicated. Because right now they can only make the Sanctuary mechanics as complicated as that, because you get 2 hours of prog time a week, you know? Like, that's not enough. People still do carry runs regardless. Yeah, exactly. Like, this is not stopping anything. It's just a net negative. Why do they buy carry runs? I mean, some people, because it's called the path of least resistance. Why do people swipe? Path of least resistance. That's it. People are not interested, like most people are not interested in playing the video game. A lot of people are just interested in bragging rights. So people just buy carry runs and they just swipe for shit, right? People just want to win. They just want to win and they just want bragging rights. So they don't actually care about playing the game or having fun, right? I can raise you guys in 10 seconds, but I guess the boss is dead anyways. Now it sucks, right? We always get so close to killing the boss before the wave, and then all of you guys die. Some people just don't have time. I mean, if you want to swipe in the game because you don't have time, that's one thing. Buying carry runs, though... Buying carry runs, to me, is... I don't know. You're literally just paying to skip the content, right? Like, this I don't understand. And me personally, even the I don't have time argument, I will never understand either. Like, dude, I played MMOs when I could only play like 3 hours a week. I just progressed at my own fucking pace, right? I just progressed at my own pace. I just gave a shit about my own thing, right? It's all about expectations. Like the thing, wow, that's that's pretty bad. The thing with carry runs, right, is I could not give any less of a shit about what people decide to do with their money and time, right? This shit doesn't matter to me. It doesn't impact me in any way, shape, or form, and neither should you, right? And you should. And if you're the type of person who is like, oh my god, the fact that someone paid money for this lowers my achievement, brother, you need actual problems in your life, genuinely. So if this is the reason why the entry system is the way it is, that's not a good reason. And I want to see it gone. I just want to be able to run the... Yeah, I mean, I'm trying here, but you guys are getting bubbled every 5 seconds, man. At least if ticket not change, got change, I want the timer to be gone. Yeah, I mean, that is another solution, although the problem you run into that, you need a timer on instances, because if you don't have a timer, then people clog the instance server, and that's how you run into instance server problems, right? So you can't really do that. Like, the timer exists for that reason. So they would have to just change the entry system. Bottom line. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, that's the reason why instant timers are a thing, right? Even if they don't seem relevant, right? Sometimes you see a 2-hour timer on like a regular dungeon and you're like, who would ever use that? But the reason why it's there is to specifically avoid that. Do not consider the timers were here for that? Yeah. I mean, I guess one of the reasons why I consider it is because I've had a period of my life where I did a bunch of private server thing, and that was a concern we eventually had to run into. That's probably one of the reasons why I know about this. I mean, I'm assuming nowadays it's still here for this reason, right? But yeah. Now, that being said, I will say that 1 hour is egregiously short. Even if they want to do the current entry system they have, 1 hour per ticket is insane. It should be at least 2 hours. Like, 1 hour is insane. 1 hour for 3 raid bosses back to back with trash in between and with a fucking like puzzle and everything is insane to me. Instant timers and lost time, but the server iteration is showing me shit when you do content, people are problem. Yeah, and that's probably one of the reasons, right? Because people are clogging the instance server and just going AFK inside of it. Like, it's even the little things, right? Like, let's say in a game where the entries don't matter and you just get to infinitely prog the content, then even like breaks you would take, like audit break, food break, break to like talk about mechanics, even just those, if you just stay inside of the instance while you do it, you're clogging the dungeon. And if one person is doing it, then a million people are doing it, you know? Probably designed that way to get raid prog going for longer. Yeah, but I mean, that is not a good way to go about it. Like, it is much better to just allow people to prog as much as possible and limit them. If you want to slow down gear progression of people with that content, the way to do it is to do it through the loot, not through the prog, right? Like, this is not the way to go about it. That was pretty shit. So it's gonna have to change, and I'm sure people are gonna bitch about this a bunch in Korea and Taiwan, right? So hopefully they see it and they eventually change it. Like, that's the main complaint I have about Sanctuary, to be honest. Yeah, token exchange system. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of different ways, right? There's a bunch of different ways they can go about it, and like, that's gonna be for them to figure it out. But obviously the easiest way is to just like, you basically just remove this. You remove this and you add this instead. You basically move those two tickets into those two, right? And then you make it so the boxes you get from the mini bosses also have a 2 weekly limit. Like, that's it. It's that simple, right? But yeah, anyways, make a video. I don't know, dude. I do want to make videos about a bunch of things in this game, right? But stuff like guides and patch note video take priority, and that's already like 2 videos a week basically with the rate of release of content. So I'm trying to weave things in, but it's a bit difficult, especially because things have been so erratic for me in real life as of late, right? So yeah. Wish the Koreans would say that. I'm pretty sure the Koreans have been bitching about the entry system and the over-reliance on healers for Sanctuary. So we'll see. Again, I'm pretty sure this week's Dev Live, we're gonna see something about Sanctuary. Because Koreans have been talking about this. So hopefully we see something. I mean, look, at the end of the day, they had already bitched about the entry system, and this is why we got 4 on Ludra. Like, they changed it, they eventually changed it to be 4, they changed the ticket to not be gone when you DC. They added loot to the mini bosses for that same reason, right? Because people felt like they were wasting their time, like, right? So now this one is gonna be the one that's probably gonna change that whole ass system. But yeah, anyways, guys, I'm gonna be done for today. I know it's a bit of a short stream, but you know, that's how those NA streams go, right? So thanks for watching today. I will be off tomorrow because I will be taking the day to finish making the guide for the first boss of Sanctuary. So look forward to that if you actually need that. But yeah, make sure to follow the channel on both Twitch and YouTube if you haven't already, if you want to, you know, be up to date with the next stream. And make sure to join my Discord channel to be up to date with my whereabouts on both Twitch and YouTube. And yeah, I'll be seeing you guys on Tuesday after the Dev Live, in which we will be discussing what they have discussed and so on and so forth. So yeah, thanks for watching today. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll be seeing you guys then. Let me see. I'll do a quick double check to see if there's anyone I can host, but it's fucking 1 AM, dude. There's not gonna be anyone. No, ain't nobody's gonna fucking be playing this game at this time. You know it. I know it, right? That much is obvious. Let's see. Yeah, no. I'm literally the fucking top stream right now, which is not a good sign. Alright, see you guys on Tuesday.